Okay. Let's just see how it sounds on here. Oh, yo. It say something? The one.
So,
No, not saying say something.
hey, what's up? So,
Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, we're good. All right, you ready to go? Yeah. The one?
yeah, we good.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, good morning, y'all. Good morning. This is another episode of the Chop It Up podcast. I am back. I'm sorry for the late intrusion. Let me see. It's been like 9 minutes. My bad for that. Starting things up. Yeah, and I also apologize for last week. I had a lot of, I was, transitioning, moving from different places and stuff. But we're back on the road. Today is just me and my homeboy Dewan. Get ready to get these topics out the way.
What's
Oh. No, not speak
mhm.
up, brother.
Oh, what's up, everybody? This is the one.
All right, bet.
Y'all doing?
All right, and first thing to do before we start anything, what you been listening to lately, bro?
I have been listening to a lot of early 2010s music. I've been kind of like late 2008, early 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of early Young Money music. Just kind of like I've been trying to tap back into a nostalgia phase because just right now, the way music is where it's at, I'm not really feeling it. So I've been kind of tapping into like those early 2010s, like the Young Money albums, the early Young Money albums. And I don't know why, just that as music continues to go on, I feel more and crave for more of that nostalgia era where music used to be. Like how we was talking about, the blog era. It wasn't just the music. I guess it was just like the way maybe it could be the way life was. I don't know, but it's like the way music is now. It's like fast food versus back then. It's like music was a package deal. It's like artists actually they promoted their music. Back artists used to do vlogs. Like I was listening, like watching old vlogs, like old Young Money vlogs, old Cash Money vlogs. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just, I just feel like in that blog era. I'm talking about the early blog era, not because in my opinion, I feel like 2012. That's 2012 is when like the blog era ended for me, in my opinion. And I feel like 2013, that's when music kind of changed to where it is now.
Right.
But if somebody was to say, well, technically the block era ended in 2015, in my opinion, I have to say 2012 because I feel like in 2013, that's when music changed to what it is now. And definitely 2015 to me, the block era was over with. But I have to say that that early Young Money, that early block era phase, I miss music then. So that's just myself.
Bro say he is a certified Young Money soldier, saluting to his team and everything. Them boys would have loved you back then, bro.
It's too young. Yep.
Shit, that didn't stop them. You remember how old Chucky and all the rest of them dudes were? Young as shit.
Back when compilation albums were a thing, and not to say that they can't come back now, but you could tell the way you listen to those early 2010 compilation projects
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell like those artists probably were in the studio working together. It's
Yeah.
like now you can tell when artists send verses back and forth.
Yeah.
Like if you've been listening to music long enough, you can tell when this song was sent back and forth or something like that. Like you can tell. So
Yeah. And that's kind of like the thing with me too. Like what's been lately because like I was kind of listening to like early Big Sean or whatever just to like I was trying to like fix up my playlist for like whenever like we hop in the car or something like that. I was like, let me go back to Big Sean, right? And just like I was saying in the last few episodes, I said Big Sean used to been like one of my top five guys for like rappers and stuff because I went back to his old taste from like '07, '08, his early finally famous days or whatever whatever the hell this shit was. And it's like he was also part of that blog era too, and it was just like it was definitely a fun time. The fashion was kind of crazy during that time. The lifestyle what them rappers is going through and everything. Um, it's definitely night and day compared to like today's era. I don't know. I feel like even with this era, like not even the fashion is there, bro. Like yeah, you could just throw on some shit or whatever and call it a day. But like back then, like niggas like to style it out and everything. But what's up?
Nah, I was just thinking when you brought that up, like when I was thinking about trunk fit. Like when
Yeah,
I started wanting to wear a trunk fit, it was like a lot of stores were saying, "Oh, we don't have it anymore," because somehow I don't know what happened, but somehow I remember going into certain stores and they're like, "Oh, we just don't have it no more." Like, and I remember I was like, "Man," because remind you, I was younger, so of course as I was getting older, I wanted to wear it. That's when like trunk fits stopped being a thing, and
yeah.
so like it's like people didn't have it. So I was like, man, how or I think people used to have those Young Money hoodies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember like back then, like when it was like that's and see that's what I would have to say. It's like artists in that early, I'm talking about early blog era, their music and their albums was a whole package deal. Like now artists, you don't even see artists do like promotion no more. You don't see them do vlogs. I remember artists used to do vlogs. You know, I remember when they used to put out those like mini documentaries or whatever. It's like even if it was just somebody like with a camera or something, but it's like now I think that because of the way social media is and because people can be less creative
Right.
because back then there wasn't no Instagram stories. You know, it was just like Instagram was all pictures. So a lot of artists, if when they were promoting their music, they would sometimes like record vlogs on YouTube or something like that, have a cameraman. But because of social media, it does kind of make artists just kind of like okay, they post their cover art and then they drop their project on that Friday, and it's like the same thing. Like it versus early blog era artists to actually put time and effort into their music. I mean,
Right.
like they used to try to like promote it and find creative ways to package deal it. It's like now it's the same thing. Okay, they drop a cover art and release it Friday, and some artists could do that, and the quality matches. Like I feel like if you deliver quality projects, you probably can get away with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like certain artists have to put that extra effort in, man.
There's a few that's. I mean, I don't know any right now that's like really trying to hit that mark. I know every now and then I hear like a few that be trying to do something like that. But I think like right now everybody's just trying to just like, hey, just hurry up, drop something. Let's just move on to the next shit, and then just chill. And it's just like how you expect fans to like really interact with you. Like yeah, like come on, like think about it for a second. Like I know we've kind of been on this topic for a little second, but just let me just say this. Like back then, like you had yeah, even though social media was a thing, there was other ways to like kind of interact with your artists, even without even like physically seeing them. You know what I'm saying? Because those interviews, those little, just those little not podcasts but little blog type sessions or whatever the case is, like you seen how it was like when like okay, you see Kendrick. A lot of people didn't know that Kendrick was like a funny ass dude compared to like how he is now. He's more quiet, more reserved. But like back then, it's like the nigga would crack jokes and everything like that while still being the type of guy who he is, and a lot of people wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Cole and all the rest of these dudes. Like, I'm not even going to even mention like older rappers, but like even newer rappers too. It's just like they just, I don't know. It's like for some reason like they just have to have like this like, bro, I'm like this cool ass, gangster type dude, whatever. I ain't gotta really talk about how I am and this and that. Like, you remember how Baby was, like Lil Baby, when he was introduced? Like, bro was not really trying to talk about anything about himself. You know what I'm saying? But like now, it's like he's starting to kind of like open up just a little bit, and that's good. I think it's because like now he understands the position where he's in. But like some of these other new guys, like they just put like this armor on them. It's just like I don't want the ops to know anything about me. Like, nigga, just stop worrying about them. Just interact with your fans. The fuck? But that's just me.
Ye- Yeah. No, no, you're right. No, you're right because that's definitely what happened. That's definitely what Wayne was doing. But then when he started like I remember when he did like that Disney commercial stuff, like that was funny. Like he said, "Hi, it's little baby here." Like you
Yeah,
know, and it's like basically people, or when he was with James Harden, and they make that funny video. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it's like definitely like those little stuff have helped him to for people to make him look at him different. And I
yeah,
even remember my mom, like she even watched the little baby documentary, and she even liked it. I don't know if you ever seen it. It was on Amazon, but
I seen it.
Amazon Prime, but
Yeah,
it's like I think that him being around like artists like Lil Yachty probably inspired him to do more of that because he definitely needed that and it helped him out. But and that will probably help him out more. I'm not saying he's in a bad place now, but there's definitely a lot of development that I can tell like Lil Baby kind of needs now.
yeah.
More artist development.
I, another example I will say is like somebody like Offset, because you remember like in the early Migos days, like they were like really reserved, like really quiet. Like it was even to the point where like even Joe Budden got pissed off with them. You know what I'm saying? But I think once Offset started to branch out, I don't know if Quavo done it too. I haven't really kept up with like Quavo news or anything, but I know when Offset he started to like do more interviews, especially with like doing streams or whatever, he was starting to open up more, and it was just like it's like, oh shit, like Offset he's like a chill ass dude, like yeah, like he got this going on, he got this for Cardi B and this and that, but like he's a chill ass dude and they could be dancing and doing a whole bunch of stupid shit, and it's just like that's what fans would like to see. Just like an artist, just like not just being roboticized to just being a fucking artist. Like let's see like your human sides too. You know what I'm saying? Let's show like if show that like you're kind of relatable to us in a way. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
once he did that, a lot of people started messing with Offset a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I had to say, and I'm gonna say this, and then we can move forward. Like
Yeah.
I had to say, like that him being with Cardi B did give him that look, like that new audience. It opened him up to a new audience, and I'm not saying that she put him on. Like no, people knew who the Migos was way in 2013. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying is that because I remember when remember when he was on Ellen, and I was like, man, the Migos been around for years, like and it was just him by himself. And of course, majority of the questions that she was asking was about Cardi B. But so basically, my example was I do feel like because Cardi B has so much of a broad audience
Yeah.
compared to an audience that maybe like the Migos had, it did allow doors to be open by
Yeah.
him being with Cardi B. Not saying that it made him it made him. No, it did not at all. But I'm just saying, I think he did broaden his audience a little bit. Definitely on the pop side because Cardi B, like, she had Latin songs, she had pop songs, she had rap songs,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like hot as fish grease, especially around 2018, 2017. So I could tell like he was starting to get into a lot of different things around that time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on with the first topic, bro. Um, what's going on with your boy, bro? What's going on with Thugger, bro? Like,
Oh,
I'm seeing some things I am not very fond of. But since you being the Thug fan that you are, you explain to me what the fuck is going on with this man, bro.
yeah. Thug has, so basically, as to all the viewers, let y'all know Thug is my top favorite artist. Wayne is my favorite rapper, but Thug is my favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that this, despite we know Thug was like locked up for like basically 3 years. We know he was going through all that stuff, and now Thug is in a weird position in his career. And I say that as a person who loves his music down. And at first, I was like heavily against people saying, "Oh, Thug is this, Thug this, Thug gonna need help, Thug gonna need help." I would have never expected Gunna to be in the position that he in, because before this YSL stuff happened, Thug and Gunna were like neck and neck. I have to say that. You
Yeah,
know, when Gunna dropped that album after he got out, I started looking at him different, and I would have never thought this day would come. But furthermore, I just think that Thug is in this weird position musically, and I remember even people was making that joke, like, when he was like saying, "Oh, y'all gonna have to beg for this album." People were like, "You're not Cardi," because that's the time Playboy Cardi just dropped his album,
yeah,
and so there's a rumor that Gunna's about to drop his third album since he's been out of jail. Thug has been out of jail since last year of August.
yeah,
Gunna's about to drop his third album. Now, his first album out of jail did great. His second album, I didn't like it that much, but the album did great. And his third album probably gonna do great too. And he have dropped 3 projects. Thug has not dropped one project. He dropped that song with Future. I didn't. I tried. It wasn't a bad song, but to me it was mid. You know,
it wasn't
it
nothing crazy.
it was nothing crazy. I did not like the beat switch at all. I did not like that. Uh, they need to throw away that trend. I never liked that beat switching trend. like, like,
Yeah,
but but the song was okay. But I feel like Thug is in his weird position because he's in a position where this album is gonna have to be a life changing album. It's gonna have to be, because people are waiting, and I feel like he should have dropped it maybe when he first got out,
yeah,
or the first month, because man, we're going into June. Like, in a couple months, it's gonna be his first year since he been out of jail, and Gunna have already dropped 3 projects, and he been doing like a lot of features and stuff like that. And
mm-hmm.
so with Thug musically, we have not really gotten that much. He did a song with Lil Baby and Future. He was a feature on. He was on Playboy Cardi's album. I did not really like that song at all. Um, you know, he has not been doing he has not been dropping as much, and I understand that he's saving himself, like saving maybe that energy, for his album. But I feel like he's in a position where this album that he has to drop, it has to hit. And Thug and Gunna both dropping in June. I feel like it's kind of weird, but Wayne dropping, of course, the top of, and depending on how, you know, big the Carter Six do, Thug
Yeah,
gonna have to find him a way in. But I think people are getting overwhelmed, because people are seeing the things that he's doing on the internet, and but they just want the music, and so I feel like Thug has the potential to give us a solid project, but I'm kind of nervous because I think the way music has changed, people kind of are over traditional trap sound. And when I say traditional trap sound, I mean like a basic trap beat and a basic verse, right?
right.
So, for example, like Lil Baby album, right? The album was not bad, but the problem was is that because we're getting so many different kind of music, when you have an artist like Playboy Cardi who's kind of like changing the way music sound,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have an artist like Lil Baby. Well, you know Lil Baby gonna give you a trap beat, some trap drums, and a verse. He might throw a little auto tune on it. And so when people are getting, and then you have an artist like Lil Yachty, he's making all different types of music. So right now music is heading into a diverse sound because you got these Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, and you got these artists like Yeet. The sound of music is changing. That sometimes people get tired of that same traditional trap sound. Like,
Yeah.
look at Future. Now, Future is not in the same position as Thug at all, but at Mixtape Pluto probably would have been big maybe 10 years ago. But now the way music sound, it's like people are kind of tired of that same thing. And so I feel like with Thug, he's gonna have to give us something that either is different or something that is have to be more creative. Because that song with Future that he dropped, it wasn't bad, but it was expected. Like, oh, okay, I kind of heard that before. But I feel like he's gonna have to tap into something. And then the only issue I do have with Thug, and I have to say this, is that some of the producers that he likes to work with, I know he likes to work with his guy Wheezy, but
Yeah.
Thug has to start. He has to start getting on different type of production, like, 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 and the same thing how I feel with Gunna and Turbo. Same thing, like it's cool and all, like you like to get on song with your guys, but sometimes when you work on like when you get on different type of production, like Playboy Cardi, like sometimes that's all these artists different need to do sometimes. Like man, hop on different beats and stuff like that. But bottom line, to make a long story short, after all the antics Thug is doing, this album has to be life changing because if not, I'm never gonna say Thug is gonna fall off because a lot of people up under his generation have so much respect for him, and a lot of people still credit him as a pioneer. So even if he never makes the charts again, people are gonna still say, "Man, Thug influenced me. He's the reason why I'm rapping." Yeet said it. Uh, a lot of those guys, Ken Carson said it. A lot of those other guys, Playboy Cardi even said something a while back. Thug influenced him. So I never say he's gonna fall off. But I don't. But if this album don't hit, people is gonna look at him differently. That's all I gotta say.
Do you feel like they might treat him like how I ain't gonna say treat him, but do you feel like it might be like the Chief Keef situation all over again? Like people was like rocking with Chief Keef left and right, and then a couple years later, ain't nobody really rocking with Chief Keef like that.
Well, hmm. I will say this. No, the reason why I have to say no because Thug can still chart, and because Thug still have a lot of a lot of mainstream artists are still gonna give him a placement.
Right.
I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of top tier artists like a person like Kanye is still gonna put Thug on his album. Like Kanye will do that. Like certain artists that are in really really high positions, even pop stars like Sabrina Carpenter, she might put Thug on her album. Like so that's the reason why I wouldn't say that's it wouldn't be the same because I don't see a lot of people in high positions of rap putting Chief Keef on their album.
Right.
Now, I will say this, trap wise, I just think if the album don't hit, people still may look at him in that category people because bottom line, people know that Thug has outgrown a trap artist. Like you got people like Schoolboy Q, Kanye West. You got all these solidified artists, Drake, many more are saying, "Man, Thug is that dude." Right? So people already always looked at him bigger than a trap artist. But like I said again, if this album don't hit, he could be back in that category because people have high expectations, especially since this Gunna and Thug versus situation going on.
Yeah.
People have high expectations, and they should. So he has to deliver. I'm just nervous. Is he gonna really give us fans, or me as a fan, is he gonna really give us what we really want?
Uh, I mean, okay. okay, I'm not trying to sound biased, but what are like the top three best Thug projects?
Okay, well I'll go. Number one, Barter Six. That is a fan. That's a highly fan favorite.
Okay,
Um,
I agree.
After that, I I'll put So Much Fun. You
Mm,
know
mm.
that has some bangers on it. And then number three, that third one, because it's awkward. I can't put Super Slimy. I mean, you can put Super Slimy, but I don't think I have not heard a lot of people talk about Super Slimy like that. But I'll probably throw in Jeffrey. But I don't really listen to Jeffrey like that. But them I have to say are top three fan favorites. But especially if you ask a Thug fan their favorite album by him, they're gonna probably say Part of Six.
Yeah,
But
yeah, cause my thing is like I'm not saying that Doug doesn't have like good projects or anything like that, but I don't know. I feel like people just kind of pick and choose like their couple songs, and then that's it. And then it's like when So Much Fun had came out, that's when I started figuring out that like people actually like love that album. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, he dropped that pinkish album. I forgot whatever it's called, and it was just like I ain't gonna say he came and went, but like people didn't really talk about it too much. So it's just like, and then Business had dropped, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit was kind of bun. So it's just like I don't know. For some reason, I just don't. If Doug decides to drop that whatever project he plans on dropping the same day as Gunna, I don't really think he's gonna really do nothing. I feel like Gunna might top him because Gunna he's just like well both of them are versatile. I before I even say anything wild, like both of them are versatile, but I feel like Gunna is like really focusing on perfecting his craft just a little bit more than Thug, in my opinion. And he works well with different beats too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah,
and you know what? I get what you're saying, and the reason why I'm so like happy for Gunna because Gunna don't really have that help like that. And
nope,
I'm not saying, and he don't need it now. Now he don't need it. Man, like Thug has like the whole industry. Like the same thing what happened with Thug and Quan. I mean, that stuff happened because a lot of those Atlanta artists, they chose his side, and so he was getting the features from Migos, Ti, Gucci, all those like Future. Like one wasn't really getting those features like that, and I think people try to do that same thing with Gunna,
mm,
but it did not work. Like you look at Gunna's albums, his recent three albums, I mean his recent two albums, and he don't really have no features on there. Like his last album had like Roddy Rich, and then his album before that, uh, he didn't have no features. And
yeah,
then you have a person like Thug who has like probably like the whole industry on his side. He probably got Two Chains, he got Travis Scott. I mean, he got all these people, right? And you see Gunna on the other end. He's in a lane by himself with less help, but it's still working out for him. Like he had that song with Offset, and it's so crazy with Offset because I feel like Offset's in the position. I feel like Thug was higher up than Offset, in my opinion. And I feel like around the time Thug went to, because there was a point in time where I felt like Thug surpassed the Migos.
yeah,
No, because the Migos they went through that cold like drought or whatever.
yeah,
Then like especially when around the time like after Culture Two and then bam like when they start doing the solo thing, it's like you really starting to see Offset, and it's really interesting because I don't know. I mean, because I've heard people even say 21 Savage is in a weird place too, just like Thug. Then you see Offset and Gunna is killing it. Then you still got those artists like 21 Savage who, you know, he might drop out of nowhere. So,
I mean, I hope so, bro. Uh, yeah, cause like you know me, I ain't really like the biggest Thug fan, but like the way how he's just been moving lately, it just seemed like he got something like cooking up. But I don't know. I just wouldn't hold it against anybody like that. But
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be really upset if he puts the whole Atlanta on his album. Like if he has Ti, if he has Ti, Two Chains, like all these guys, like 21, Travis Scott, he probably gonna have. But if he puts like the whole industry on his album, I'm probably gonna be upset because sometimes I feel like because Gunna did not have those extra phone calls to make to be on his album, that
mm-hmm.
kind of pushed him to perfect his craft, like you said.
Yeah,
Because he probably can't call Travis Scott. I don't know, but he probably can't be like, "Hey, Travis, hop on this verse." "Hey, Uzi, hop on this verse." So that probably pushed him to be like, "Nah, I need to work on my raps," because I feel like when sometimes artists have that help, they don't have to. Like, for example, like I remember Gunna's older projects. I used to listen to people saying that they felt like Gunna used to be lazy.
yeah. I was one of them.
Yeah, like they used to feel like like, I used to heard people say, "Oh, Gunna kills it on features," but then when he gets on his own song, he just kind of like no lies on it. But man, we shall see. But I will say this, and I'm gonna just close the topic with this: if this Gunna album, like if it really hits next month, I do want us to have a conversation about him because I feel like he could be one of the top modern day artists in Atlanta, and I never would have expected that. Like I would have thought 21 Savage would have been at that top spot in Atlanta right now. But I guess 21 Savage is kind of just chilling.
Yeah, cause I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about him for a second either. Like he's been kind of quiet too. But mm,
And it's weird, man. Gunna is killing it right now. Then you have Offset,
yep,
but
Offset too.
then there's rumors that it was a rumor that Gunna and Offset was working on a collab album. But then I seen another rumor that Thug and ASAP Rocky is working on the project. And I'm like, them are probably like the last two guys that need to be working on the album. But
Yeah,
man,
I don't know if Rocky and Thug ever collaborated before, but I can't. I mean, it could work. I just can't imagine being thugs oh, like that's your first move like with Rocky, bro. But oh, I mean, you know, I expected him like if he had said like another Atlanta native or I don't know somebody in that realm or I mean I know if Dirk wasn't in jail right now, it'd probably Dirk or something. But you pick him, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
and ASAP Rocky needs to drop his own solo project. Like, you know, I'm not saying that because if I listen to it, I'm probably gonna listen to it. But it's like, man, ASAP needs to drop his own project because just do your own thing, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But them two need to work on their own solo projects because they're both in weird positions right now.
yeah. All right,
But yeah,
let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Excuse me. Okay, he went to sleep. So Drake linking up with streamers. This one had a kind of popped up a couple days ago because I think I don't really keep up with the streamers like mostly academics and like other news outlets would tell me what Kai and whoever else got going on and stuff like that. But supposedly like Kai and a couple other streamers they had like this streamer university thing or whatever. I think I saw DDG there too and whatever. I'm like, okay, that looks kind of uh, childlike or whatever. Pretty cool. But while one of them were talking, I happened to see Drake there, and I'm like, what's going on here? And the discussion right now is like, which is not really the discussion. I think the majority of us know what's going on. Is like right now Drake is trying to be on the he's trying to be on the greater side of like streamers because of like his popularity is not like kind of not there right now, which which is still not even right because it's fucking Drake. Like yeah, like nigga, you lost a rap beef, but that doesn't mean anything. Like you're still the guy. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's been like linking up with streamers even during like the beef with him and Kendrick is like streamers kind of just been like his go to thing, and it's just like like what is your angle here? You know what I'm saying? You have anything to say about that?
You want me to go first, or you go first?
Yeah, yeah. You go ahead.
Okay, I have to say this. I think I think Drake is trying to, in a way, trying to prove something to people that he don't have to prove. Like because of the beef, I think he's still holding on to it,
He is.
and and I think that honestly, in my opinion, I think he should just let it go. I mean, like not like us is of course people still bump that song, but I mean, because of the way social media is, people are gonna like get past this. People are already getting past this. Like there's people that don't even bring it up no more.
Yeah.
Like and people are kind of getting over this, and it's like Drake is. I think sometimes he's doing like little things to just try to, you know, act like trying to change people's mind about the situation, or
Yeah.
something like that. But I think he should just let it go because like once he drops, because if Drake was to drop another solo project, another good solo project, people are gonna probably like not even think about this. Like they're not even gonna be bringing it up. As soon as like if he drops the next hotline bling or something like that,
Hmm.
like people are not gonna be like, oh my gosh, remember what happened? You know, like people may do that with Meek because I think people just because of the stuff that Meek does. And Meek does some questionable things at times, but I feel like if Drake just lay low, I feel like he should just lay low. Like the same thing Kendrick doing. Like Kendrick is chilling. Like just lay low. Like okay, you took that L. Like with Pusha T, people wasn't bringing that stuff that happened with Pusha T, and he lost that one bad too. But
Yeah.
As I just feel like, but guess what? After the beef with Pusha T, you know, he eventually dropped, some more projects that people like people like Certified Lover Boy. People like that. Like once he go back into just making the music, people would care less about what happened. And like people's not talking about Rick Ross and what happened with him and the beef with Rick Ross. And Rick Ross was saying a lot of crazy stuff, but people wasn't talking about that. Like people still not bringing that up. So I'm not saying that he could be doing it to try to get his popularity up, but I just think he's doing side missions when he should be doing main missions. it's like it's like having that little sibling, who don't want to do the main like they don't want to do the missions in GTA. They just want to drive around in the car and just troll, you know. And you're trying to tell that little sibling like, hey, do the mission, but they just want to uh play GTA and just drive around in circles all day.
Hmm.
So I just think he should, get back to the main mission, man. There's an album that he's supposed to drop, I think called Iceman or something like that. Like, man, just get back in the stew. Like, people are over the beef. I think what would make it more trolly if he continue to do stuff like this. Like, people are gonna continue to make jokes, but if he was to give us another solo project tomorrow, man, people leave him alone. Like, people will be over it. And I just think that us as Drake supporters, myself, you, others, all we want is like that music again. But he's just in a different space right now.
Yeah.
We not getting that shit.
And I'm like, man. And then I have to say this another thing. These streamers, I don't know what's I guess like cause I be concerned sometimes. I'd be like, are these some of these younger artists, are they gonna start picking interviews with streamers versus going to radio stations? Because if you notice, a lot of these younger guys ain't really going to radio stations like they used to. Like you see a lot of the OGs still pulling up to the radio stations, but you see a lot of these younger guys, man, they just going to go chill with Cots and that, and I feel like as a viewer myself and as a person who is mature, I do like I do like seeing rappers do interviews with professional interviewers because they ask questions that me as a music consumer, I really want to hear these certain questions, and I don't expect these streamers to ask these questions because they're not. They're gonna just laugh and play.
Yeah.
And I get it. There's a time and place for that. But if you're a person like me who really want to know, okay, what was this artist thinking? What was they going through? How did this project come together? You're gonna want to see maybe a traditional radio station interview. But I wonder it's just gonna start messing up the radio business because man, a lot of these young kids they saying, man, we're not we're not putting up to the radio station. We're gonna go to Castanet's house. But
Yeah.
a lot of older people probably like they're probably not gonna watch no 2 3 hour streams. Like, I can't do it. Like I can only probably watch clips, but I can't watch 3 4 hours of you know of people just goofing off. I
Yeah.
want to know. I want to still hear a mature perspective of an interview. So that's a good question. Is this streaming rappers linking up with streamers? Is this gonna mess with the professional journalism business?
No, no, not
Oh,
at all.
pulled up. What's up,
When the
Trevor?
hell did you get here? I'm lying. I already know.
Like, what the fuck? But nah, I don't think it's gonna really mess with it because of the fact that like there are some interviewers that have like enough clout to where those interviews that the celebrities get with them are enough because they still do like Breakfast Club stuff or Hot 97 interviews. They still do like Drink Champs and shit like that. And if they have like the thing about it is that like nowadays people are more like treated as like actual people than just asking the oh what do you got going on or what's next type shit. And it's like damn like I don't like because a lot of times they be like I don't fucking know. It just be seeming like cliff notes type of questions. So it's like I nowadays either the interviewer is a fan of the celebrity or they just chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how
Yeah.
I see it.
Uh.
As far as like the like people like Drake trailing with streamers, like I can look at it depends on the celebrity, but I can look at long streams if it's like a comedian or something because I know there's gonna be like a lot of good moments. You know what I'm saying? Or like an NBA player
Yeah.
when they're chilling with them. But like when it's a musician, obviously they be pulling up just to play some fucking unreleased shit. And then that's when Twitter just be like, "Oh, this is a snippet of some shit that's never fucking coming out."
Mhm.
These kids, like these young kids, like, and I say kids, I mean like these 8 9 year olds, like they'll watch 5 6 hours of these IRL streams, and it's just certain things. I'm not saying that an older person can't do it, but I just said for me, I probably maybe if when I was younger, if I was in middle school, I'd probably be man eating these streams up, like like
Yeah.
staying up all night, but for me, as I get older, I might just watch a clip. If not, it depends on the streamer too, because some of these streamers be all over the place. Like, so it really does depend on the streamer. But for me, like, I think I'm just more like so traditional, but I still like to watch my traditional Angie Martinez, Breakfast Club. Well, I went through a phase where I stopped watching the Breakfast Club, but I think I'm back on now.
Yeah.
But I still like my traditional. Maybe every now and then I may watch Ebro. Cousin Nadeska's on there, and I like her questions. But I'm the type of person, man. I really like my traditional interviews.
Yeah.
But I don't fuck with E, bro. I feel you.
And so far as the Joe Budden podcast, I look, look, man. I'll be here up all day talking about the Joe Budden podcast. I feel like some of the interviews are not bad. I don't feel like some of the interviews are not bad, but I do tell that he do be wanting to tap into his serious bag. But when you have co-hosts who probably don't take it as serious as you, or probably they're just goofy, it's kind of hard to stay in that same, that same vibe.
Yeah,
Because when you ask a serious question and then your co-host just say something immature, it'll kind of disrupt the atmosphere.
Every
And then
fucking time, dog. It's
and
so
then
annoying when they do that.
and then it's like, if you're a person like me, I'm really trying to, really trying to listen to see what this artist gonna say. And then you got this other person inside of you that just says, so, like, they just say something crazy. So, if y'all know what I mean.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
so, man, that's why I miss Rory and Maul, because they knew when to interject and they knew when not to, and they knew how to read the room. That's what I miss
Yeah.
about like Joe Budden and Rory and Maul. Like, if you have an artist, and they're coming in that's serious, and Rory and Maul know how to kind of read the room and to be like, you know what, all right, we ain't gonna goof off right now. Maybe after the rapper lead, they may joke and stuff like that. But when you have people that probably don't take journalism as serious, that's why I like Nadeska. Like, she's one of my favorites because
Yeah, she be knowing
she,
her shit.
for real. Now, I I will uh, say this about academics. Yes, as controversial controversial as academics is, man, that dude asks really good questions. And I know he does a lot of questionable things, but so far as like as me watching Everyday Struggle, and y'all did too, like, academics asks real good questions, and he know how to get serious when he, you know, when he needs
That
to
was
be.
before all the bullshit happened, though.
He
yeah.
was doing his solo podcast. Y'all remember? Not his Twitch
Yeah.
streams, because them Twitch streams be wild, but his solo podcast when he was
Yeah.
just yeah, he had some serious interviews, but
Yeah.
I don't think he do that anymore. Like, On the Radar, I think, was that called On the Radar, or something, Off the Radar, something like that. But I don't think he do that anymore for some reason. He just like stick to his traditional Discord, Twitch, and all that.
Yup.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have. Yeah, I ain't got really much to say about that. I do think it was just kind of funny that like Drake is just kind of using this
Yeah.
skill, but to each his own, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But
Real quick, you can download the VOD. You can download VODs now. Shaquille. Like, you had to be an editor,
oh, okay, bet.
but you can do it. You can do it now in source quality, not no fucking MP fucking VOD downloader quality,
Well,
compressed as quality.
I get myself. Anywho, and next question now. I mean, next topic. Or I am talking sluggish. Jesus Christ. I will try and speed things up a bit. Actually, matter of fact, give me a second. Let me put some caffeine in my body. Um, Mr. Black Toad, what you been listening to lately since you're here?
Shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I've been listening to the. Oh my god, have I even been listening to anything? Oh yes, West Side Gun. I'm listening to a lot of West Side Gun, especially, Mama's Prime Time being a really good song that I go back to a lot. Also, the in terms of rap, I've also been listening to old Drake, 2015 on back. I don't, like I said before, I don't like shit past If Your Reading Is Too Late, but old Drake's been popping heavy in my car, especially because my wife keep on blasting Jungle, but like the her version. I was like, no, we got to hit the original. So like those mainly have been on my stuff on repeat. Obviously, I got to plug in Big Crit because he's always heavy in the fucking rotation.
This guy.
So like, yeah, those that's what I've been. That's my main three that I've been listening
Okay.
You're supposed to be getting ready for Carter 6, bro.
to. Man, that my
Man,
I took a lift, and that nigga was no
uh,
offense to him, he was jamming like Carter 3. He was jamming just Carter 3 all the way until I got to my destination. I'm like, okay, I guess he's getting ready for. Guess he's getting ready for Carter 6 as well.
Bullshit.
Seen some on
That nigga
Reddit
pulled that
where
shit right up
people
his ass, bro. Ain't no way.
Nah, I swear.
look. Look, I seen some on Reddit where people were complaining, talking about Carter 6 is in 2 weeks and nobody's talking about it. And I was like, man, we got to get this Carter 6 conversation back up because Wayne has been. Look, bro, I'm gonna say this, Shaq. I'm gonna get back on topic, I promise.
No,
But
no, you good, you
I'm gonna
good.
say this. Uh, look, I'm kind of as Carter 6 is approaching closely. I'm kind of nervous. Like I don't know why, but I have like this nervous feeling. Like, man, is Wayne gonna pull some stuff? Cause you know how Wayne is. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know. Like, and then like, there's no lead single to this album. Like, I'm like, man, it's like, is what is
There's
Wayne
gonna
about to
be.
do?
There's gonna be a lead single, probably like in the next like few days. There's just no fucking way, bro.
Bro, I don't know why that track list. I cannot get that track list off
It
my
can't
head.
be real, bro. That shit just cannot be real. Like if it is, I think collectively we'll be kind of like pissed. You know, there's just no way.
Y'all boys
You feel me?
better start packing y'all bags, cause that's just how Wayne is now, bro. Y'all gotta accept the truth. Accept the truth for what it is. His first single is gonna be with a either a Miley Cyrus or a Billie Eilish fucking feature, bro. Better
I
yet.
don't believe it. If that happens, I'm actually not listening to the album. I'm just not finna. If any part of that if any part of that shit is true, I'm just gonna go off y'all. Nah, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play it if y'all set up a listening party, but I ain't finna.
Okay, what if it
I
had
ain't gonna do it,
like
bro.
Summer Walker or like SZA or something?
Those are fine. They're fine. But I'm saying like the track list, like if that leaked track list from like a month ago, if any part of that is true, like I'm piecing the fuck out. I'm be like, hey, Dewan, I tried, but like, hey, I just can't do it. Not with no track, not with no feature like that, bro.
That's wild. That's wild, bro.
Man, we'll see, man. Hopefully he give us like a Drake or Nicki feature. I don't know. Probably Two
Yeah.
Chainz is probably gonna be on that project. I know Two Chainz
Hey,
probably gonna
yep.
get
Two
him
Chains, he
placement on
never
it.
disappoints.
But
Never disappoints.
but man, I don't know. Wayne, come on, man. Like I'm really excited, but that's gonna be a lit podcast that day. Cause we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Oh
Better
yeah,
get
we're
a
gonna have a
Hit
lot to
Boy
talk about and a lot
beat.
of disappointment.
I'm
Oh.
gonna do my best to
Hey, but
just
hey, but
to keep my
but
optimism
Shaquille,
high.
remember? Because Shaquille, remember like when before I Am Music dropped, you was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna give it a listen. Like you wasn't like that excited for it, but then you heard the album, you was like, man, like this
No,
album is
no, no, no,
really
no, no,
dope.
no, 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 no. You're misremembering, bro. I said I was excited because like I wanted. I told you, remember I was listening to like all the songs Cardi dropped the year before, last year, like Backrooms and everything. I'm like, okay, it started to grow on me. I'm like, I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And then right before the album drop, I went back and listened to them songs again. I'm like, yeah, I'm in that Cardi mode now. And then when I Am Music dropped, you know it came and it did its thing. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is with Carter 6 though, we ain't got no single, we ain't got no promotional single, we ain't got no snippets, we ain't got no videos, no huge promotions. Like this is supposed to be his biggest, fucking thing in a couple years. This is supposed to be like the sequel to Carter 5 after the treacherous history that what he had to go through. Carter 6 is supposed to be the biggest thing since Super Saiyan, bro. And it's like nobody's talking about it. And I wonder why. Has Wayne fallen off? Does Wayne don't got it in him like that anymore? I have questions, bro. And as a fan, you know, I need to ask Mr. Carter himself, like, what's going on, bro? Like where's the energy at? And you know what? It ain't looking too hot. I see Carter 6 at 80K. 80K. Dead ass, bro. I don't.
Look,
I
look. If Funeral did 131, then Carter 6 can do 200.
Funeral supposed to be do. Funeral is supposed to do more than that, bro. It's Wayne we're talking. We're not. We're not talking about no baby, none of them, none of them dudes, bro. We're talking about Mr. Dwayne Carter, Dwayne, bro, Lil Wayne, Tune, bro. That nigga's supposed to be at 250 at the lowest, bro. 250 at the lowest. Not no hundreds, bro. Bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. It ain't looking too hot right now. It ain't looking too hot. You better start packing your bags, son. Just say that Carter 4 is his last best album and call it a day, bro.
And then nobody's mentioning those 2 Chainz and Wayne projects. I just love how people just really don't mention them. Like even though they're collab albums, I know, but it just seems like they're not talked about as much. But I have to say that because I feel like 2 Chainz promotes those projects more than Wayne does,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. But I don't know, man. Mr. Dwayne Carter, you figure something out. But I do need some Drake features. I need some Wayne features. Maybe a little twist feature. I don't know, man.
Don't do that.
Nigga
Don't do that.
That nigga wants that shit to fail.
Don't do that. If you manifest a little twist feature, bro, I'm gonna ask you to play the lottery.
You're better off getting a Turker or BG feature over a twist feature, bro. You tripping.
Look. Let me tell you this. When it comes to features, and this is how I know that I'm gonna say this and then we can move forward. Look, when it comes to features, I knew Birdman must have had an instrumental play in Wayne's career musically early on, because there's no way. If you look at Wayne's feature list over time, since him and Cash Money split, it's a huge difference. Like a huge difference. Like even if you look on Carter 5, right? Like I'm not saying that Wayne and Travis Scott was never gonna do a song together, but I don't know Wayne was on Cash Money with him and Travis Scott collab like that. Maybe like it's a difference if Travis Scott put Wayne on his project, but more so like okay, Wayne putting Travis Scott on his project. I didn't really know about that, but I feel like sometimes Wayne tries to like involve the younger generation in. And if you're an OG fan, like we all are, you probably are not crazy about a Wayne or a 21 Savage or Wayne or Young Thug. We probably won't. And put your peers on here, like put some guys that can go bar for bar with you. Like not some guys that you can easily out rap. Like it's not fair. Like man, put some guys that will challenge you. But and Wayne not trying to. I don't think he cares about being the best rapper anymore. So
Yeah, bro. I mean, he proved his point already. You know what I'm saying?
put Jay-Z on the Carter 6, like something like.
Nah, he ain't doing that.
He ain't gonna do
No,
that,
he
bro.
needs to though. Like
I'm pretty sure he's still mad at him with the whole Super Bowl thing, bro. Like that ain't about to happen, bro. Look, the one. Look, all right, this is my last thing, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Bro, all you gotta do is keep your expectations low, bro. Keep your expectations low, and then maybe 2% out of that 2%, Carter 6 might be the best album he ever dropped. But just keep your expectations low. Because, like, the more you keep trying to raise it higher and higher, you're going to get disappointed in the long run, bro. I'm telling you.
look, I don't know if you ever had an artist that you was rooting for and everybody was kind of against on the other side, but
Yes.
look, I'm in that position right now. Like I understand what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying. Like yes, because of how Wayne been moving, I understand that people used to say, man, their expectations are low for the Carter 6 because of a lot of recent music. I understand that, but I'm like, look, right now, I'm like a person that is rooting for a sports team that ain't won a championship in like 20 years. Like that's
Damn.
Damn.
yeah, that's the space that I'm in right now. Like just how like a lot of people still rooting for Kanye, a lot of people still rooting for Chance the Rapper. That's the side I'm on. Like I feel like Carter 6 is gonna be Grammy nominated, and I feel like Carter 6 is gonna change. It's gonna change music.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: those guys who's rooting for Ye and Chance, whatever, they're delusional. They're stuck in the
Whoa,
past.
whoa, Chance.
Yes,
What the
yes,
fuck?
yes, yes.
No, Chance can come back,
Yeah, I
bro.
know that
It's
nigga.
one bad. There's no way. It's just one bad album, bro.
That nigga's career is over, bro.
No, it's not.
Trash
He
the
needs to
rapper,
fucking
bro.
drop, but like, it's just one bad album.
I feel
Cause
like Chance get
he
mentioned.
can still rap his ass off. All he needs is a good feature run, bro. And all of a sudden, him having a bad album is not even gonna be fucking like
He
a thing anymore.
he needs
He
to
should
rap.
be on the Carter 6.
He,
Oh my god.
he needs to wrap
I
them
mean,
fucking.
he was on Dedication 5.
He needs to wrap them fucking Subway sandwiches because ain't no way I'm like that.
Nah, bro.
Nigga.
It's weird this nigga taking this big of a break, but yeah, I mean, this nigga need to do something.
All right, but let's get back to the topics.
Bro, his last major feature was on Cardi B's album. Ain't that a bitch?
Damn, bro, another disappoint. Anywho,
She delayed her project again.
Yeah, look, waiting for a fucking Chance feature.
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? These are everybody that like y'all been rooting for: Cardi B, Wayne, Chance or whatever. I've been told y'all about all these people. They just ain't got it in them like that anymore.
No, Chance can still rap it. He still had he's dropped like songs that still shows that he can fucking rap his ass off. He just made one bad album.
Bro, I love that wishful I love that wishful thinking of you.
No, he has 3 projects that are way better, so it kind of balances out more than to the favor of him still being good. It's just that one album is just. I mean, Kid Cudi still got fans. He still makes Speed and Bullet to Heaven. That shit works the big day.
Because like, never mind. I ain't trying to get like canceled or anything. So I can't say.
Damn.
Look. All I'm gonna say is Cardi B has one album, and people are still like me, are still waiting for that second album.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know
ain't
what's
dropping that shit, bro.
I don't know what's taking so long, but I will say this: I do not think she's working on it. I know I've heard people say, "Well, she's working on it." She is not working on it. Second
Hell
album.
no, she's not working on it, bro. She can sneeze wrong, and that album gonna be delayed another 20 months.
Yeah, y'all gotta pack it up. Y'all gotta pack it up.
I don't know what she finna do, bro.
Look, SZA might drop. SZA might drop before Cardi, and you know SZA. It takes her a little minute to drop.
Nigga, Dr. Dre might drop before Cardi.
Nigga, we might get GTA 6 before Cardi.
No, we're definitely getting GTA 6 before Cardi.
But you know what's so interesting? Are people by the time she drops her album, you think the majority of people still gonna want to hear it, or you think people
Yes.
Her fans, maybe. Well,
Yes.
no.
A lot of
no bullshit.
A lot of people. Are
Yeah, no
wanna
bullshit. I'm not even about to make a joke. Yeah, people will still definitely listen, and they're gonna be like those, those academic fans that's gonna crack jokes or whatever. But I think the main question of what we really want, well, for those who kind of just care in some capacity, why is it taking so long? Because like, what were you doing this whole time throughout these past couple years? You know what I'm saying?
She making singles, bro. She's like, the thing is, she's still dropping music and it's still charting.
Wait, bro. When the last time she dropped a song, bro?
She dropped a remix to that one song with Meg.
A remix?
Yes, and it charted. Oh, a remix? Oh, we moving goalposts now?
Look. This is what I'm saying is dropping singles. Yes, her singles do. Like even that song "Enough," it bumps.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but what I'm saying is this: singles are cool, but where's the album? That's the thing. We need a full body.
Her work ethic is basically saying, who gives a fuck about an album when I'm still dropping singles that's charting
every 6 months.
Hey,
she drops
6 months. Hey, that's enough.
No,
apparently. 6 months with 1 billion plays. That's more than niggas get on their albums. On the entire albums.
Look, you're right. I understand, like in success wise, like you're right. You're right, and I understand where you're coming from. It's just that, in my opinion, I just feel like, man, Cardi B needs to drop a full body project. Like, even if her and Offset do a collab, like y'all do a collab album. Cause there was a rumor that her and Offset was working on a collab album.
Bro, she's with a whole different nigga, bro. That ain't happening.
bro. Of course, she worked on a collab baby with Offset, bro. Like it's that already happened. The collaboration already happened.
Oh my
You know what I'm saying,
gosh.
bro? It's Cardi is not a good example because of the fact that she's still successful. Like the thing about these artists is that they think they D'Angelo, and only D'Angelo is D'Angelo. This nigga waited 15 years to drop an album and it won a Grammy. So like, unless you D'Angelo, and as a D'Angelo fan, that's why I'm patient, waiting for an album from her or from anybody that I'm fans of, because I waited 15 motherfucking years and got a really great album out of it. So it's like, whatever it is, it's gonna bump, and there's gonna be some fucking songs that's gonna chart and take over the fucking billboards. At least one or two songs,
I, f-
just like what happened in the last album.
I feel like at this point, SoundCloud needs to come back and take over, bro. At least we had niggas dropping. You know what I'm saying?
SoundCloud, bro, if they gotta get rid of fucking ads for that to happen.
Look. All I'm saying is this: the only album that I'll wait 2 decades for is the Miseducation too. Like,
She
if
ain't making
Lauren,
that shit. She turned 50. She ain't finna do that
look,
shit.
Trevor, let me finish saying what I'm
My
saying.
bad, bro.
If no, you good, bro. Look, and I'm joking with you. If Lauren Hill was to drop the Miseducation too, bro, like the industry would lose their mind. But a lot of these young people probably wouldn't even understand what she would be talking about.
Bro, the
But
people that made the first Miseducation don't fuck with her, bro. She is not dropping no part two. She would literally have to just get everybody that's current right now on that fucking album, because she lost the Robert Glasper uh connection, and that's damn near everybody in neo soul. Like, you fuck,
Wait.
you get on Robert Glasper's bad side, everybody in the neo soul era is not finna fuck with you.
Didn't one of the Fugees pass away, too,
That's the Fugees.
or
We're
whoever she
talking about
worked
Lauren
with?
Hillers. That's the yeah, but yes, like yeah, but like that's not Lauren Hill. She ain't with the Fugees no more. They broke up.
Oh, I thought it was.
like,
Well, whoever. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I got my shit
yeah,
confused. Never mind.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but the
Wyclef was
message,
fucking a whole elected official in Haiti, bro. That nigga moved on.
man, the Miseducation too. I feel like despite what's going on in this world, like we need that. I think the closest to Lauren Hill we have is a scissor. You
No,
know,
it's Rhapsody.
What the hell?
It's Rhapsody.
no. I meant like as in not rapping wise. Like SZA's not an MC, but I'm just saying as like to that music that taps you to that emotional space. Because no, I'm just saying the Miseducation album, that was the album where people, if you were going through some stuff, like that album was like your big brother, your big sister, like so. And then that
SZA's
album,
not that though, because like SZA's topics do not mirror what Miseducation's topics were. Like that's like damn near the opposite of that album.
you think so?
Hell yeah.
Cause I feel like on that last album, I feel like she was talking about some stuff like
She was, but like Miseducation is talking about like empowerment type of shit. And yeah, there is like a couple love songs, but like the love songs are like with people who are legends. You know what I'm saying? And that are like very catchy. Like SZA would have to get on a song with motherfucking like Usher type shit to make a song, to make an album that's like that level. Because she had a song with like D'Angelo and motherfucking Wyclef John and shit. And it's like those are like, you can't really get better than that. You know what I'm saying? With those type of features, and she held her own on those features, or on every fucking song.
you know what? Unless Jay-Z dropped this new solo album, him reflecting. It's something about when artists drop that 444 retrospective project where they're like admitting that they're paying for all their sins and stuff like that. Like I feel like 444 was that album where Jay-Z was just like he was pouring his heart out, and I feel like we
He
need more
had to.
albums like that. Like just imagine if Future dropped a 444 and he
Nah.
apologized.
You picking the
Fuck
wrong.
no.
You were picking the
Fuck
wrong
no.
niggas for this shit, bro.
Really?
No, if Future dropped a 444 project and he would just basically apologizing to all the people he hurt, like because
Nigga,
that's what
that track list is gonna be like 45 tracks, bro. At least.
no, because that's what like a lot of stuff what Jay-Z was doing. He was reflecting on a lot of bad stuff he done. So
Yeah, because Lemonade was as good as it was too. Like,
no,
bro,
it's
that's Beyonce. Like, you gotta make an album if you fuck with Beyonce. Like, you gotta do it.
I'd rather hear a 444 out of like Kanye or Drake or something, because at least with them, like they can. Well, well that's not what 444 is about. It's something. Never mind, bro.
No,
Let's
444.
get
That
back to
nigga, bro. That nigga Jay Z was like vulnerable as fuck. Like that, you ain't getting that out of a rapper. That
Carter
was like,
Six.
fuck no, not Carter 6. He ain't got.
So you don't
Wayne ain't got nothing to answer for.
Hold
you
on,
don't think
wait,
Wayne's
hold
gonna
on, hold on,
open
y'all.
up?
We'll get back to this. Let's finish these topics real quick.
Okay.
Next topic. Has Ye finally fallen off?
Yes. Next topic. That's not even a debate. There's nothing even to talk about with that one, bro.
Well, okay. Well, there is a reason why I brought this up. So, a couple of days ago on his Instagram or whatever the case is, whatever the fuck he uses nowadays, he announced the release date for Bully, and he did from his words, take it as you want. He said he's done with the anti-salt stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to, cause any issues on the channel or anything. But he said he's done with all that stuff or whatever. And
Yeah,
it's like, okay, but you still did what you did. It's like it's not like people are gonna really be in your good graces. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Apparently, while he was, discussing everything, he wants to change up the way how he does his sales with his projects. And the way how he wants to do it is like the same way how, like, you remember when 6ix9ine was kind of like black fuck, I forgot the word. Blackballed. Yeah, blackballed. He was like kind of blackballed from the industry during his run and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in order for him to get like at least to like number 1 or number 3, he had to like do like, I guess, like certain merchandise bundles and all these other tactics to like try and get him up there. And whatever he did ended up working. And one of the singles that got him up there was the one he did with Nicki Minaj. I don't remember the name. I don't know. The nigga uses
Gummy?
a lot of, huh?
Not Gummy. No, it's not Gummy.
It's either Goomba or Oompa or Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, I think it's
one of them. One of them
it's,
fucking Dr. Seuss ass names. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them. But and it worked. You know what I'm saying? And then after a while, the song kind of like fell down or whatever, but it still worked. So it can show that, like, even if you're blackballed in the industry, you can still have like a high charting single up there. And I think now, for some reason, Kanye, he's worrying about sales, even though the thing is, if Kanye would just stick to what he was doing before and just make some good quality music, I get it. The beats he been making are still good, but the lyrics come along with it as well. And we haven't had like a really top tier solid project without any controversy. And I'm saying this very very clearly, without any controversy, probably since maybe either Life of Pablo or even Yeezus. You know what I'm saying? No, Kissy Ghost. Did Kissy Ghost did well?
Kissy Ghost did well, but it was after he said slavery was a choice.
Oh yeah. So if anything, maybe Yeezus, and even with Yeezus, he was still kind of wilding out, but like people were still rocking with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, Kissy Ghost was the last time he didn't have it. Was the last time he dropped something with no issue. Everybody was still fucking with him then.
Okay, yeah. Even with Ye, even when he dropped Ye, like he was still fine. So it's just like, and I think he even went gold on that album. So like, yeah, he was still fine. With every Kanye project he dropped, there was always some type of controversy. I think Late Registration was probably like the only one, but not. Was that the George Bush thing? Was that before? Or
George Bush don't care about black people, and they're like,
it was 05.
Yeah, that's Late Registration time.
Okay, well, it seemed like almost every project there's always something going on with him during that time, but like it did well. It's just Then when we get to Donda territory, there was like the Drake stuff, and then the amount of delays that was going on. But and as far as for like if you think the project was solid, uh, I mean that's up to y'all. I don't know. Uh, I always did say that like Donda was his last best project, but in my opinion, I think it was probably Life of, well, Kids See Ghosts.
Mine was Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I did went back and listen to Kids See Ghosts after after some years I haven't listened to it, and that album is definitely like amazing. I wish it was a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? But the whole point I'm trying to get with this topic is like I think Kanye when he had dropped the Donda 2 like officially on streaming services, and he got those low ass like sales numbers, like it kind of messed with him a little bit because I guess he thought that since he's such a big name, he expected higher numbers, which to some
Bro,
extent,
he alienated multiple like fucking audiences with the stuff that he was doing. I don't know what the fuck he expect.
and that's what I'm saying. So it's just like the main point I was trying to get to his topic is like I think Kanye's mindset was like kind of wrong with this because even if you're independent, you can still hit a couple thousands like Tory Lanez did it. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah, that nigga's successful. He's
yeah,
still successful.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying with Kanye. Like now he's worrying about sales again, and I think that like during when he dropped Vultures 2 and it was Vultures. I think it was Vultures 1, and he was seeing that Carnival had like such a huge success, like he wants something like that again. But my thing is, it's like, bro, you're Kanye, so that doesn't mean okay. So it's like when I'm saying that,
He used to be Kanye.
no. Oh, okay. Well, this is what I mean. It's just like when I say that you're Kanye, it's just like you're known for making at least good music from at least from up till like 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you don't have to worry about sales because as long as you're making good music and you're not saying like some crazy outlandish shit. Like I think Life of Pablo is like the only time when it's like he was saying some crazy shit, but you could still rock with it, and it did well for him. You know what I'm saying? Despite the fact it was on title. You know what I'm saying? But now you're saying Donda 2 came out horrific. You know what I'm saying? You didn't pay
And
your
you listened to it.
producers. You had a whole bunch of unfinished verses and shit like that. And it was long overdue. That project was like almost 3 years late. So of course it was gonna have some low ass sales. And then you had it under a different name. It wasn't even like your actual artist profile. So it's like, of course it was gonna have low sales. The fuck you thought? Like, come on, bro.
Was that Donda 2 or Vultures 2?
Donda 2. Vultures 1 and 2 was still under Kanye.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they still kind of did well. Like, I don't know if Donda 2 would have done well if it was under Kanye. Maybe it'll probably hit like, because I think Donda 2 hit like 6K. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it was under his name, it'll probably at least be like 40 or 50. Just, wishful thinking or whatever. But you're doing all these other super extra things that's, you have no other person to blame for yourself for this shit. Like all your connections, like all the people that you work with or whatever, you damn near burn bridges with them. Even your streamer friends that you got right now, like them dudes are not looking comfortable around you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
They can't even talk about him. You seen there was like a clip of someone bringing up Ye and at Kai Cenat's thing.
Yeah.
And Kai was like, bro, what do you really just you don't you use this moment to try to bring that up because he was like, oh, I think what he's saying is basically like free speech and he's exercising his yada yada, basically what racist niggas be saying, right?
Yeah.
And Kai was like, bro, I'm gonna protect my energy and you just get the fuck on, like kindly, just get the fuck on.
And he was in the right for that.
Yeah, because it's like, unless like you're saying, like I think while he did fall off, I do think that like certain people will forgive him, but like the black community as a whole, which is the community that he is still a part of, but he decided to do what he did, they don't fucking forget. You know what I'm saying? They don't forget, and he can do as much damage control as he could. He called he called Beyonce's kids retarded.
Yeah.
And Beyonce in the Bayhive don't fucking play
It,
about that.
it
Neither
stream
should
stream
anybody.
we're streaming. Remember?
R word. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That's what, bro. That's okay. I was quoting him, but yeah, I shouldn't be saying that word. But yeah,
Right. Right. Right.
like he was saying, he called them kids that you can't be doing no shit like that. Even if you're in the right frame of mind, even if you have the favors of everybody, you can't be doing nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like any chance that he had, and him like sharing all them damn explicit videos on Twitter, like you just can't be doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Without like looking a certain way, and it's like, and you can just come back and say, "I'm sorry." Black people we don't accept apologies like that.
Yeah, man. It's like I would say it sucks because like coming from being like a longtime fan of his, like you know, I really I knew he was going to go. I knew he was going to go down towards like a darker path, but like to this extent, bro, for no reason too. It just
Yeah,
it just doesn't help. It just doesn't help his situation. Like it. Well, the way how I'm seeing things now is just like he still got love for the music. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that we haven't seen from him for years. Even like before Donna too. Like I remember like yeah, like before maybe 2019, like it seemed like that Kanye was kind of like stopped giving a fuck about music and just focusing more on fashion or whatever. Which hey, do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? We was all prepared for you to just retire and just call it a day and just moving on. But you still, you still try to, you still kept trying to go towards the music, and I'm like, we can respect that. But what we can't respect, despite your political stances and whatever else, is you not at least attempting to make your music better. And as far as like when it goes to lyrics, like Sci High, Consequence, I don't know a push role for him, but I'm going to assume that he did. Like his whole good music label, his whole Chicago team, all them niggas kind of saved his rap skills, at least when it came to like writing. You know what I'm saying? And who you got now? Dave Blunts? Yeah, okay. And like it's no disrespect to that dude either, but it's just like, why are you trying to go towards that route? Like, I don't know if that
yeah,
dentist really fucked up his brain, his way of thinking, or whatever the case is. But it's just like Kanye has to come to a realization. It's just like there might it seems most likely that you're never going to be back in people's good graces. Like even when he was in his Jesus is King era, like people still wasn't
that was like the last chance niggas had. That
that
was the last chance that
it
he
was
had,
it
bro.
was the last chance, and you still had like pastors and everything still not falling for it. I remember there was like a time I think he tried to donate it like he tried to donate like 1 million to like a church or whatever, and they
And they
rejected it.
denied it. I
Yeah,
mean, that's not his fault. That's
it,
that's definitely that you can't do that as a you can, but like in my opinion, like if you're running something that is not that accepts donations, if you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to accept nothing from you, and he tried to donate anonymously too. Like that's the other thing is that he wanted to be anonymous, and the dude just like straight up just revealed that it was him. You
yeah,
feel me? So it's like you didn't need to do that. That's like a different thing because he tried and they decided, yeah, you're not accepted in this church, which is crazy. Yeah, they rejected a whole million
yeah.
from him.
Yeah, I remember it was definitely it sucked, but like I don't know the logistics when it comes to like churches and stuff like that, but like I'm going to assume that it was kind of personal, at least for that pastor to just reject it or whatever.
Bro, he ain't never met Kanye in his life, bro. That he did that for a moment. That was, it's like if he's donating anonymously, no one has to know that you're associated with him because he won't brag about it. He's donated to things before.
Right.
anonymously, and they're not bragging about Kanye. They're not bragging about Ye donating to them because that's not what those type of organizations are supposed to do.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like it's just stupid that they did that. And the church, you can't do that. That's just you can't cast judgment like that. That's just how it works. So
Uh,
it's like that was a bad look for the church, not for Ye.
yeah. I
And
don't
that was
know.
what everybody's take on it was at the time, especially the Christians. They're just like bro. Now it's like damn. Now it's like you really just had to be a saint to be able to donate to the church. I don't agree with that. Just jump over this dude, bro.
Oh, you watching it?
Yes.
uh, but yeah, that's all I have to really say about that. I like I said, I've been saying this like even during like the Yeezus era and everything. I still hope to this day that Kanye gets some type of help, and like I understand he still wants to be like named under fucking Ye or whatever. I know him as Kanye, so that's what I'm continuing to do until the day I actually meet the dude. Then I'll respect it, but
Yeah, you're gonna switch that shit up real quick.
yeah. I mean, bro. See, here's the worst part about it. I don't even like me being a producer and like me having love for music and everything like that, and having even somewhat of respect for him. I wouldn't want to work with Kanye, bro.
Bro,
I feel
fuck
like
no, y'all would. Hell no.
I rather would just have like just a conversation and just keep it moving. I ain't gonna because I can
I'd
only
work with him, but I wouldn't let him just straight up tell me what to do with certain like I wouldn't let him like overtake it. I'd be like, hey, okay, we gonna do this, we gonna use this sample or these samples, and we gonna make something out of this. No, you know what? I wanna use a chicken farting sound sample. It's like, nah, you get the fuck out of my studio, bro. Get the fuck out
well,
of here.
yeah, that's exactly how it's gonna be. So it's like to prevent myself from dealing with all those issues, I'd rather just. Oh my god! I'd rather
No,
just.
I feel
I'd
like I feel
rather
like he's
just.
moving crazy for marketing. Sorry, I was reading chat, but it's just like whatever type of marketing he's trying to do. Like to be honest, bro, like it's the only one group of people really don't really fuck with him on a personal level now because he kind of stepped on everybody's toes.
Yeah.
And there are two toes you don't step on when you're a hip hop artist. There are at least two toes you just don't step on if you want to remain successful. Black people and Jewish people, okay? You just don't do that.
Yeah.
And he stepped on both, especially by saying he's a fucking Nazi. Like, ain't nobody finna do that, bro. Ain't nobody finna go for that.
All right. Well, we're about to go on to the next topic, but Dewan, do you have anything to say?
Wait, yeah, this don't smile. My opinion, I don't think Kanye fell off. I think he's just one album away from being
Fuck
back
no.
in a higher
Fuck
position.
no.
I think if he was to drop a beautiful dark twisted fantasy too, I feel like that would put that would if he was to drop another good solo project, I feel like he would be back in that conversation. I don't think he fell off. I just think that he's just not in the conversation anymore due to his antics and to his recent due to his antics and to his recent music. I feel like yes. But
That's
if
what
he
falling
but
off
if he was to,
is.
but if he was to drop another solo project that is well received, that is good from top to bottom, because Donda, it was like a 6 out of 10 for me. But if he was to
They,
drop another
hold on,
classic
somebody in
solo,
chat. Somebody in chat said, "Mark in chat, thank you. You put up the best point when he said what he did with his cousin. You ain't finna go back from that, bro. This so nah.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy to listen to it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that he's one solo project away. I
And
just think
no,
that
dog, because it's you can, bro. When you do certain things, like you just can't come back from that. Black people don't forget, bro. I'm only speaking as a black person. We don't forget that. No matter what you did, no matter how good the album is, we not listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly is talented as he is. He dropped music after whatever you call it, and don't nobody know those songs because he is who he is. You ever heard somebody say, "Hey, my favorite R. Kelly album is Black Panties"? Fuck no.
I know somebody's on probably saying that shit.
Somebody probably is, but I ain't ran into him yet.
Yeah.
And I've grown up listening to R. Kelly, so like, hey.
Look, I'm just look that the day he announced My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy 2, which probably is in the works, or maybe Watch the Throne 2. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
No.
But
Watch the Throne 2
even if him
it does exist. It's the Jay Electronic
but
album.
oh yeah, okay. But I will say this, that him and Pusha T probably might drop an album.
Who in Pusha T?
I Kanye. I
They're
think
not even
Kanye and
cool with
Pusha
each
T will
other,
drop an
bro.
album.
Hell no, bro. No one's fucking with Ye, bro. It's not. He's not one album. He's not one album away from being cool with these niggas again, bro. It's not. I'm telling you, it is not as easy as it is as you're making it seem, bro. He can drop some shit that is as good as fucking College Dropout. We gonna be like, okay, it sound cool, but he still said this. He still did this, and you're just not. It's not finna work out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Only reason why Chris Brown came back from what he did is because, you know, Rihanna is friends with him. Is friends with him. If Rihanna was like, nah, fuck that nigga, everybody and their grandma would be like, yeah, fuck him. And there are people saying fuck him, but they're just being stupid. And it's not going far. He's still winning Grammys.
Nah. It was the music. It was the music. The music was
no,
good.
It was not the music.
The music
The music is good, but that's not what kept him like in the industry. Him and Rihanna remain friends. Ye can still make good music, but the thing is, only certain people, a fraction of his audience, no black people, is gonna listen to it. And admit to, well, I'm not gonna say no black people, but no respected individuals in the black community are gonna listen to it. Obviously, there's gonna be some people that's gonna just, practice self-hatred and shit, and just listen to him regardless and put him in a high point. But like, you can't separate art from the artist no more because he put that shit in his art, which also pissed me off because some of those Bully songs sound like some of the best beats he ever made, but he putting hard R in that stuff, and it's like that just ruins it. Give that beat to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on. Sorry, get your shit together. So the next topic I was gonna so I didn't know you was gonna pop up in here, because I was saving the Absol's position one for you. Oh, well, that didn't sound right.
Pause.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Absol's position in rap. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that, but like, kind of arrived a little late, buddy. So say that for the next episode.
Already talked about it?
No,
Oh, no, yeah.
because
okay.
Yeah, because it's Absol, bro. Like, that's your guy, So I was like, we won't say that for another time.
Yeah, I could go like 30 minutes talking about him. No pause.
Yeah, but yeah, my bad.
HH was vibey. Oh, don't say that, bro.
You said who?
No, somebody the chat. They said They said HH was vibey. I ain't listened to it. I ain't gonna listen to it.
The beat is fire. It's fire.
Hey, I'll take your word for it, but
that's,
saying what he say, that I ain't fucking with that.
Yeah, that's all I could just really say. The beat is fire, but that's about it. But
that's like your superhero. That's like your superhero showing up to your house in a Klan outfit, bro. Not your superhero. Your favorite, like someone you look up to. Hell nah.
Oh, I'm just not reading these topics too. These comments too. Yeah, Off the Grid is fucking crazy. I still listen to that shit to this day. The explicit.
Especially when the Cardi part came in when nobody knew it was Cardi.
Yeah. When he sucked up his bro, oh my god.
Bro,
yeah.
you gotta be reading chat, bro. These niggas. It was cool the last episode, or not the last episode, that last episode that you hosted.
I don't have my second monitor right now. Remember my other monitor.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's shit the bed.
But yeah, HH was very vibey. But next topic was where's TK and Why in why why cannot pronounce this nigga's name? YNW
Take K,
Melly.
he's in fucking jail.
No. I forgot to like put the full thing. I was trying to say like imagine like if their situations wasn't if it was like that like where would they be in music right now? That's what the one I
In the
brought.
fucking trenches. They be in the trenches with people like motherfucking I Love McConan or whatever the fuck. They just gonna be left behind.
You're not wrong.
TK TK was not musically. TK was not gonna go nowhere, bro. Except running from the fucking cops. YNW Melly, he got that Kanye, he got that Ye feature, and everybody with a Ye feature, they get left behind to obscurity after that feature, damn near, if they weren't already established. That just happens.
Yeah. Um. I mean, with TK, it's just like I don't know. When I heard that one song, I can't remember the race or whatever. It it was it was low key kind of funny, but the whole context behind it was like really kind of fucked up. And it was just like, oh, so you kind of deserve that shit, bro. Like, not gonna lie. So it don't even matter how old you were. Like, people gotta understand. It does not. By the time you're like eight, like 8 to 10 years old, you have a conscience of knowing what's good and evil. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
just like he was doing all
Hold
this
on.
scummy ass shit at this fucking age. It's just like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
you can't expect
That's just a
niggas.
part of his. That's just a part of his environment. Melly got more subs on YouTube than Lil. I mean, that's cool, but what's that gonna benefit you from behind bars?
Yeah,
And TK was a kid making bangers. He fucked up his future. You can't. There's just things you just can't come back from. If you're like a legit murderer, then like that's GG's. Like you just can't. You're not coming back from that unless it's self defense. Shout out to
hmm
baby.
I have I have an opinion on this. Well, I'm gonna start with TK first. No one, I feel like would have been a superstar. You know, uh, TK. When I listen to that, well, he only has one project, but with that one project I listened to, like TK could really rap, and because he was not able to, make a lot of songs, he only got like 6 or 7 songs. You know, in his total career, you know, he could rap. Like TK could have really been. I feel like if he would have matured, he could have really like became like he could have developed into a 21 Savage because I'm gonna say this because the 21 Savage when he first came on the scene, his rapping was very just like it was mid part, like it was like mid, but then over time he started to kind of develop like into like some kind of lyricist in a way. Like man, like 21 Savage can really rap now, but when you go back to his earlier career, the bars wasn't really there.
right.
And take K, if you do listen to a song that he called like it's a song he got called Murder She Wrote. He's rapping like you know, and I just think he would have been in a really really great position because I'll say this: TK had a large fan base. Some people call it cult fan base, but he did have like a large fan base. He had a large following. Even after he got locked up, people were taking like pieces of verses and putting them together and trying to create songs because just wanted to know is there any more music, but there was no more music, and I just feel like he would have developed into a really really great artist. You know, if his circumstances were different and if he didn't like have to experience what he experienced and most importantly like if he didn't do what he do, but bro would have been in a real good position. And so far as like Melly, and Melly probably would have been right under X. Like Melly was developing into at first when he first came out. To me, he was just like another like mid melodic guy. But then after a while, I started to see like, okay, he's starting to get better. Like if you ever realize YMW Melly, he got better over time. Like some like first like versus when he first started, he kind of got better over time, and he's another example of like a superstar. Of course, he's not like a superstar now because he's not able to really drop like that because
Mm-hmm.
he's in jail. But if he was not, these two guys would have been in really great positions because they had large fan bases, and these are while these guys was in jail. Like YMW Melly dropped one of his albums while he was in jail, and the album did great. And the same thing like with TK. Like I just believe like these guys they just didn't have a chance because of the decisions that they made. They didn't have a chance to develop as artists. Because when you first like when an artist first dropped their first project or their second project, they're still learning, they're still trying to figure out how to become, a great artist. But YMW Melly seemed like he been in jail since man for like feel like almost 10 years. If he would have never got locked up, bro would have been a big artist. And I remember when he dropped that song with Kanye. How ironic we were just talking about him. I was like man, bro is starting to mature and develop into a better artist. Now TK on the other hand, wait,
Hold on. We're not finna act like Kanye didn't just carry that damn song. By the time Melly got on, that song took a nosedive.
but YMW Melly, he did his like in my opinion, I think he did his part on that song. Uh, he did his part on that song, and then that entire album that he dropped, not the last one, but the one that was before, uh, bef- I don't know, the one that came out, the one Shaquille, where it's like the blue album cover, like you shine, we all shine,
Yeah.
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 project, 10 out of 10 project, and I think he was in jail when that project dropped. So I feel like bro would have really, and then he had cosigns from a lot of artists. So then he would have had help. He would have had help from Thug, Future. All those guys would have helped him because they
Oh, that's
really
true.
believed in him.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
he would have had a lot of help. I would have seen Travis Scott working with him. I would have seen a lot. I would have seen a lot of artists working with him because he was diverse. He just didn't get a chance because of the decision he made to explore his creativity. And
He
the same thing.
definitely I will say
Hold on,
this.
hold on, Shaq. Hold on. Let
My
me
fault.
finish.
My fault.
I'm
Go
about
ahead.
to.
Go ahead.
No, I'm about to pass it on to you because it's about to be your turn. Take K. If you go back to that song that TK dropped called "Murder She Wrote," TK is going bar for bar. This TK can rap. Like, the dude can rap, but he just didn't get a chance to explore. That bottom line, these two artists, they didn't get what you call artist development. And that's what happens over time. Like if they would have got like that artist development, that could have been something serious. They would have been something serious. And that's all I gotta say.
No, I was gonna say like with Melly, I did when he was still like around and everything. I did sense that he would have been like the next like industry guy that like artists would have gone to like Future, Thug, them type of guys, or whatever. I definitely saw that in him, especially when like Kanye was like kind of like the first to like do his thing with him or whatever. And I was like, I didn't imagine Kanye working with a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. The only thing is like, and I might sound a little heartless when I'm saying this. Why can't these guys just think about their actions before getting themselves in situations? Because like
It's the product of their environment. You
product,
can't just think of you
I
can't
I
just think about
understand
it.
that completely. I do, but it's like this. I have to pause the game for a second. It's like this is a thing that's been going on for like decades now. It's like I understand like your past always comes back to haunt you. You got oppositions from each corner of the fucking country, this and that. But there's ways to. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's ways to just kind of just maneuver through all that stuff. Cause like now it's like I don't know if he got kids, but I do know he has family. You know what I'm saying? I do know
He ain't
he
got no
has.
friends.
Huh?
He ain't got no friends.
Well, you know, but
Yeah, yeah, that's why I said it.
know what I'm saying? It's just like he got people that he care about, so it's just like you like I don't know. I feel like if you was really just focusing on just that, hey, you probably would have just got yourself out of the situation. Also, I mean, there's other factors like were you in the same city when all this stuff was going on? Were you in this? Were you dealing with this? What was going on? It's just like you gotta just have to kind of like think about stuff like that, man. Because it's
You
like
can't. It's not. It's the environment does not allow you to do that.
I guess, man. I don't know. That's like me thinking like with Nas when like back in his early years. Oh my God, back in his early years, if Nas was still 30 something and living in Queensbridge, in the same area that he was in, like I don't think he would be in the position where he's at right. I don't think he'd be in the position where he's at right now because like he would be still stuck in that mentality for whatever reason. I just feel like there's ways to just maneuver
Yeah,
through
but
all
he's
that.
smart. Like he's like Nas is like literally like a poet, damn near. Like he was saying shit. Like he. There's no way he came. Like he's talented, and he was working with fucking like DJ Premier, bro. Like that's different.
Yeah,
Damn. And like, but like Melly, like his we're talking about Melly, right?
yeah,
Like Melly and people like him, they don't have that type of resource to where like, oh damn, I don't want to fuck this up, and all of a sudden like I'm not gonna work with like Young Thug anymore because it's a possibility. When that shit was a possibility, the shit already happened for
yeah.
like both of them. They already they already basically sealed their future, and it was too late. Now, had they known that it was possible for that to happen, then sure, and they would have probably like, you know, went differently. But they were living their lives the way that they were already comfortable living it, to where it ended up being like this. And like, just because we got privy to their music after the fact does not mean that like they stopped their momentum because of it, because they didn't know they even had that momentum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If like who what's another example? What's another good example of a nigga that fell off, right? Or just can't come back. I don't want to use the obvious one, but like if motherfucking God dang, I really want to use a good one because I don't want to use like R. Kelly or nothing like that.
Like Big L or something.
uh, no, not Big L. Let's say fucking let's use Chris Brown. If Chris Brown would have known, or Rihanna would have known, like things were gonna happen the way that they did, they obviously would have like not got together or just remained friends. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they would have still been doing collaborations. It's like shit like that. Like you really just thankfully like their careers are both in very great places to because of them remaining friends, but like they got the opportunity to do that because
Right.
they could have very well just like put that nigga like under the prison for what he did. But take Hay or fucking Melly, the damage was done, and people's lives were like ended because of it. That's worse. So like that's just like my thing. It's kind of like their momentum wasn't really a factor at that point
Yeah.
when we became aware of their existence.
Yeah, TK. I will say this: TK would have been definitely, and there's a possibility. Who knows? We
Hell
never
no.
know the end of somebody's story. They may both walk free again. With
Fuck
YMW
no.
Melly, YMW Melly, he's still on trial. So at the same time, nobody knows how that's gonna
TK
end.
not.
And,
You see that
and
sentence?
yeah, TK's. But at the same time, who knows? He may get out. Who knows?
Fuck no, he's not.
One one day if TK gets out, who knows? But I will say this: TK would have been something serious, and I think they also. I remember I read some while back that TK was like out of the only like few rappers who never got a chance to perform their number one hit song or something like that, right? And TK, because he was so young and the song blew up like after he did what he did, I
Hmm.
knew TK would have been something serious in the rap industry. because he was so young and he had such a large fan base that just how these kids are
Damn.
crazy over the Ken Carsons to Destroy Lonely, that would have been um I feel like TK would have had a large fan base like that. And still to this day, when I go to Reddit and I type in TK, there's people still creating new threads, like, still talking about TK. And he only got 7 songs out, like 7, 8 songs. And people still like, man, when TK gonna drop again? When TK gonna drop? Like,
Yeah, them like, yeah.
so, so yeah, people, and like you say, when you get a chance, listen to Murder She Wrote. Same thing for you, Shaq. Know the song sounds horrible, but I know
You think you
the
think
name.
Melly trying to argue in court he didn't
But,
commit any murder? Oh my bad. I thought you were done.
but
I'm sorry.
no, you good, you could. But bottom line, man, they would have been definitely. It would have been something serious, and YMW Melly could still be, and they both can still have a
So
chance.
wait,
I don't
so
know.
are they? So they're really trying to. So he didn't do it? Is there like a possibility he didn't? That Melly didn't do it?
He he had a mistrial. He had a mistrial, so they have to do a whole nother trial over
Mm.
again.
Yeah, I didn't
So
know
what
that.
happens is,
I thought it was confirmed he did the shit.
no, no, it was a mistrial. It was a lot of stuff
Mm.
happening in the trial. It didn't go through. So guess what? He has to they have to do a new trial. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get him a motion for bail, but the judge are not granting him bail. And they're trying to get that figured out because he's been in jail for like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And why is he still not getting bail? He
I
should
mean,
have a bail.
some people niggas died. I don't know that. I don't know how
And
that
his
works.
co-defendant, one of his co-defendants even got a bail. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But bro needs a bail.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'm a lawyer or nothing like that. I'm just saying,
But
if somebody died
but
and he did the
TK,
shit,
but cause TK was getting remixes from uh Offset, 21 Savage, Young Nudie, like people was really like, man, this TK, they knew he was gonna be something serious. And I'm still mad. Like, man, TK was really, well, his name's actually TK 47. But and I don't agree with the stuff he was doing, let alone the stuff that he was rapping about, because if you listen to the stuff that he was rapping about and how detailed it was, you'll be like, man, this is
he
crazy.
did that shit. Yeah. And be like, he did
but
that shit. Shaquille, what the fuck
but
was that? Never mind.
Shut up.
but that's all I gotta say on this topic.
Shout out to Dewan for being the most positive, optimistic guy for some of these low lives.
No, yeah. Shout out to him, bro. He sees the best in people, bro. Wants
Yeah.
people to give second chance at life. That's an admirable trait. I don't have that shit, but it's good that one of us does. When I seen Thug free, I was like, anybody could have. No, that's true. Like Thug being free, that was actually pretty surprising in my opinion. But that even Thug was like convinced that he was actually gonna get free, which was funny. He knew some shit.
So with that,
Now he gotta stay free.
that means free Robert Kelly. Anywho, next topic.
No, that nigga gotta go.
This is the last one. Shit. Hold on, my fault.
Big Sean
Okay.
curse.
What can make rap fun again?
What's going on right now with Red Bull? Putting
Really?
up them damn ciphers. Yeah, they got one from the Locks. They just put that out like yesterday.
Oh yeah. That
And it
one
was good.
definitely- that one
They,
was
bro,
definitely
you seen the comments in that shit? If you ever looked at it, bro, everybody's just basically saying RIP double XL because they're picking up where you dropped the ball damn near a decade ago. Shit
Yeah.
like that does make hip hop fun again because like we ain't doing fucking ciphers. So it's like that's like the main thing. It's just that's one of the main things is doing fucking ciphers because you get to see people display their talent and shit. It's like, damn, we were stuck with like niggas rapping about Pokemon for a long time. So I'm like, I'm not finna like the YouTubers were doing ciphers and shit, and they were all fucking lame as hell. So I was like, I wanted like them to do that shit again. It was a good way to put niggas on, like to new people.
Yeah.
There's some niggas who don't even know how good Mick Jenkins is, or fucking shit, that's a motherfucking rapper. Like because of shit like this.
Yeah.
And that's the other reason. That's another reason why BET fell off. They don't even do good BET ciphers no more.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just like even back then when it was doing the verses, I definitely love those. It was like a like even though it was like yeah it was like some quarantine stuff whatever. It was like a nice little
Yeah.
thing just to see like okay now you finally got your competition to see who is better Jeezy or Gucci or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then
That shit was
in the end
disrespectful.
result of it, Jeezy ended up winning. You know what I'm saying? Funny enough, but yeah, I do agree. Like stuff like that is healthy. Is healthy. Yeah, god damn, it is healthy for hip hop, healthy for rap, healthy for just like the music culture in general. It's just
Yeah. It
can we
just
get
got people talking about something other than like either scandals or like when the next drop is, or or big three discussions, which is it just got boring now,
that or
because like
people not getting arrested or stuff like that.
yeah, like some sort of like shit like that, and it's like, bro, I don't fucking care about like a nigga's love life or no shit like that. Like I want to know like if you can still rap. Like I want to like if a Griselda cipher happens, which is fucking damn near an inevitability. Like I need that in my life. I need
Yeah,
like a like a fucking thing with Rhapsody and Remy Ma and Shay Noir, like that type of shit. And also shout out to I don't know if y'all said anything or like with the live stream discussion. Shout out Black Boy Max because he is being a producer on his streams and like rappers are coming through and he is making a track with them like on stream and shit. Like he just dropped one with 2 Chain.
yeah. I
You feel
seen
me?
I seen a clip of it.
And he I think he had one about a couple days ago with like Quavo and shit. So it's like that's like some actual like healthy for the culture type shit and not no bullshit like the same stupid ass discussion. It's like, oh, who's better, this person or this person? It's like that shit gets annoying and gets old really fucking quick because then you start getting input from niggas who don't even listen to rap, you
Yeah,
know? And then we'll just be like, who the fuck are you? Like, why you only know like 3 rappers, and it's so obvious.
yeah. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the culture's making a
Um,
really good comeback. But yeah, that's just my
Fucking.
opinion.
Well, yeah, and then
I'll
to say
say
the
for
one.
myself, yeah, I got something to say. I had to say for myself is I remember when like I was just talking about this, earlier. I don't know if you was on the stream, Trevin, but I was talking about like I miss when rappers used to do like tour vlogs.
Mm.
Where basically that was something that was fun, especially by me being when I was a young kid. Remember just like seeing like Lil Wayne in the studio during the Dedication 5 era. And just seeing like the behind the scenes, the things that some supporters really want to see.
Yeah.
And just or like how with Black Boy Max is recording, that's basically what a lot of core fans want to see. Like
Yeah.
they want to see the making of the music. That's why I was really hoping that Wayne was gonna put out some type of documentary, not some type of like HBO something like that, but just like a little YouTube 12 10 minute like kind of how when J Cole
Wiz
did.
Khalifa's doing it.
Man, and see, Wiz Khalifa is another prime example. Wiz Khalifa been vlogging his for the past 20 years, like
Yeah.
since he's like been on, like he's been vlogging. Like his YouTube channel has been active for a long time, and that's
Yep.
something that I noticed Young Dolph and Key Glock was doing before when they were doing their collab albums. They was making like vlogs, and this stuff don't require a lot of money. Like only thing you need is a cameraman and just like somebody to upload the footage. Like this is
Nah,
stuff
there's some business behind it that like we're not aware of because I know you have to get permission from a lot of people when you're doing vlog stuff unless you're shooting that shit yourself. Like if you have a cameraman,
I
the
mean
cameraman has a team. You gotta ask the cameraman themselves. You gotta like get like it's like you gotta have an
but
editor.
but but
Yeah.
but Trevin, this is what I'm saying is this: if you and Shaq just wanted to do a collab project, and y'all say
Hmm.
Dewan, can you just hold this camera and record us? And let's say y'all just goofing off, y'all barely recording, like y'all just really just having fun. What I'm saying is like those.
Yeah,
what you call maybe like bloopers, like
yeah.
those
No, yeah, I know
those
what you
moments.
mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
That's what I mean. Like
like
nothing
it's the thing is that
yeah.
like nowadays they put business. What the fuck are you doing? They put like business behind it now. Like beforehand, like you're saying, like yeah, and also like if it's like the way that you framed it, where it's like me and Shaquille is just fucking around and like we don't got to worry about like you asking for like a whole like lump sum of like a portion of money or some shit like that, then like sure, because like yeah, can you hold this for us and we just like goof off and like we don't got nothing to worry about, then yeah. But people nowadays they do hold it, and then all of a sudden you get an invoice from like their team for them holding the camera for you. Like now it's like very predatory or vindictive, like with the business practices. It's just people are they kind of ruined it. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like it's basically the rapper would have to just hold their own camera, and they're not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, they can find some homie that's in the studio blowing, that's not doing nothing. Like almost every rapper got that homeboy that's not really doing anything. Like
They
it's
do.
somebody that
It's
they can
just
find.
yeah. No, you're right. Like they and they have to place their faith in that person to not fuck them over business wise. Like yeah, they have a homie that just will it is like down is like day one. It won't be like that, and shouts out to them. But sometimes they could just be acting, and then they get their chance to get a big ass paycheck, and they use that shit, and now they're not only are they off the team, but they still got to get paid. So it's like they kind of weigh their option with it, and it's happened before like a
I
lot of
remember.
times. So now it's like, oh sorry, yeah,
No, go ahead,
it's
finish,
like
finish.
because of stuff that's happened, other people have they got to be cautious because it's what happened. Like it reminds me like the Robin Thicke thing where the Marvin Gaye estate like sued them for blurred lines. That fucked up the music industry like a lot. So it's like damage like that can also happen for like the videography industry because now niggas be getting paid like big bucks for shooting videos or like shooting either music videos or just regular vlogs. They get paid like a lot, and them niggas gotta get paid if they ask for it. Like you just can't. They can't dance around it unless they explicitly record themselves saying that they're doing it for fun and they're doing it for free and they're not getting a profit. That's like the only thing they gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I get what you're saying, like on a business level, but however they gotta do it. If they gotta hire somebody to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like I just think things like that adds more personality to the music. Like I'll see myself watching a full Blackboy Max stream
Yeah, me too.
versus versus more so watching the Kai Cenat. And not is nothing against Kai Cenat, is that Kai Cenat makes more so entertainment. You know he's gonna try to entertain and
Yeah.
he has his content is dedicated to his viewers that want to be entertained. But then you have Playboy Max that maybe could do a hybrid of two. He can entertain you, but also still allow people to see the behind the scenes type deal. Because like I remember when I was on Netflix, and you remember how Netflix had that special where they was like certain artists, like I think Sway Lee and Alicia Keys were on there.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of old now, but it's like yeah, just stuff like that. That makes music fun where artists can find a way to add their personality to their music.
Yep.
Like early Doja Cat, like
Yep.
Doja Cat used to get on IG Live all the time and just like when she dropped a song or stuff like that. And it wasn't super industry like it was just very much just her, talking about her music. And I think she used to make beats like Doja Cat used to do all that type of stuff, right? But
Yeah.
but when the artists go mainstream, I know the label wants to be involved in everything. If you sneeze, the label want a portion.
Nah, she
Like,
still be doing some goofy
but
shit. She still be
but
posting some goofy shit.
but yeah, but and I would definitely love a behind the scenes of. Hold on, let me. I said that so off, but I would like. Wait, wait. I would like to see. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I would like to see behind the scenes of music of Doja Cat making the music behind the scenes of music. okay, like
Yeah.
Trevor, you
I
should
would
have played
realize,
that fucking horn sound effect. There you go.
but
That's
but 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 no, I would definitely because the way Doja slid on that Scarlet album, she was rapping like her life was on the line, like
I'm saying,
so,
bro. I be
so
trying to say that shit and try to get niggas on that album, and all of a sudden they just act like, oh, she just can't rap. It's like, nigga, you did not listen to. There's no way you're saying that you didn't listen to that shit, bro. There's no way.
a artist that to be like in my opinion that makes music fun again is Pink Panthers. Like Pink Panthers is is what is needed. Like more people
All
like
right.
her.
Okay. Well,
Like
I wouldn't
like
go that far,
more
but
so just music, personality, her videos. She's the like, and I know people may look at her like she was probably the girl in high school that people probably looked at like, oh, that girl is just crazy, but really she wasn't. She was just like herself, and we need more people like Pink Panthers who has this like, who does everything different, who's gonna drop and it's not gonna be what you expect. Her videos are gonna be not what you expect.
Tinashe.
Like, yeah, but man, Pink Panthers is like that's why her and Ice Spice would have been a good duo. Like because the way Ice Spice slid on that Boys to Liar verse is a prime
Yeah.
example. And she did, and you know she slid, Trevor, because you said it
No,
too.
yeah.
But
That verse to her is like the monster verse for Nicki.
Shaq is
That's a
gonna go crazy.
that's a career defining verse for Ice Spice, bro.
Yeah,
She
that was,
dropped shit afterwards, and that shit was hot, dude. Sorry for cussing a lot, Amelia. That it was hot doo doo booty cheeks. Okay.
but that was her monster verse. Like Shaq, can you agree? Like that was Shaq saying, "I'm not saying
Sure,
nothing,"
nah, sure,
but
man. Yeah, sure.
yeah, that was like she had her Illmatic moment on that verse, and
Damn, not
and
You just keep making it worse.
Illmatic.
but
Magnum opus.
but to end like end my take on this, man. Like Pink Panthers is a prime example of okay, music can be back fun again. Like now these underground guys, I've heard some people like I had an old friend I used to be friends with. He was heavy into the Ken Carson and that underground scene. Well, technically, I don't even think it's underground anymore because a lot of those guys are starting to be mainstream. Because I remember when Ken Carson destroyed Lonely. I remember when they wasn't mainstream. But now they're starting to be mainstream and they got songs on the charts and they're on the radio and stuff like that. Like I know that scene is starting to be really big and it's starting to kind of like take music to a different space. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm just
Yeah.
not. It's not for me. I'm gonna say that. But Pink Panthers, I think if she like continues to be consistent, she could she
Did she
could be
just drop a
something
project?
serious. I
Did she
think
just
cause she had a mixtape dropping like she was supposed to drop this mixtape this month. I think so. But when I think of her, then I think of people like Rico Nasty. Rico Nasty was supposed to been like, but that's a whole nother topic for another day,
no?
man.
I like how I do like how honest Pink Panthers is. Like in her I don't know if you've seen, but like there was like a clip where she said that there's a reason why her songs are the length that they are, and it's because she would listen to her music and listen to her tracks and be like, could I listen to 5 minutes of this? And she's like, nah, I don't think I can. So I just cut it down to like 2.5 or 3 minutes. And if she's honest, like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, shouts out to her. Like that's kind of respectable because it's like some people be trying to like pad the runtime or some shit. You feel me? Some niggas be like skipping entire verses to listen to their favorite parts and just go off the song. But like for her just to make it like 2 or 3 minutes and it being catchy, I think that's kind of like a good direction to take what you're doing. You feel me?
Yeah, cause like when I seen her take, like I seen her take pictures with Andre 3000 and Doechii, I was like, okay, like maybe some collabs from those two. But I think it's like people. that, like you said, that honesty, and I did see that clip that you're talking about because I remember when Shaquille posted it in the Discord. But
Oh,
yeah, that honesty, but is like needed, but it's like that alternative, not alternative, but that uniqueness, that authentic authenticity,
authenticity.
whatever how they said it. Yes, perfect. That word. That is that's what's needed, and that's what I like. That what makes music fun again. Because also
Yeah,
Rico Nasty, I just feel like Rico Nasty, she kind of did hers kind of like people were just getting comfortable with her trap sound, and then she chose to be a rock star. And a lot of people like
yeah,
me was confused. Like, okay, I was so used to, you know, your trap raps, but then you switch and go rock star. And then people like me probably kind of like took a break because I'm like, man, I know you're trying to have fun, but you just was getting settled in this sound that you started with, and then you make a left turn. So
I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
kind of I wouldn't call it a left turn. It's kind of
Well,
like
not a left turn like bad, but I'm just saying is that if like for me, I was getting comfortable. Like I started listening to Rico Nash in 2016, right?
hmm
So like around that time, I think like 2018, 2019, that's when she took that the trap, the rock star vibe. I was like for years and years getting comfortable with that sound, and then she made that switch. Now, when an artist choose to change their sound, you either have two options to like to continue to listen to their music or to be like me or just probably like I'm not feeling this sound, so I'm gonna just wait till you go back to your rap because I feel like she was a dope rapper. But when she decides to get back in that bag, I'm gonna spin the block because I like Rico Nasty's rapping, but
yeah.
the rock star music, it's just not for me. I like when she raps.
No, I feel you. I'm in the same boat.
Same thing with Doja. Like now, when Doja dropped Scarlet, that's what I was really waiting for because that Hot Pink album, I just like I
Now she
was
was
not
playing the
crazy.
system. She was playing the system
Yeah,
with those albums, bro.
but then you'll have people that's more of a fan of that sound, and we know what audience that probably is. Like we know what
Yeah,
audience probably we know what type of audience would probably prefer pop Doja over rap Doja. But I like that Doja said, you know what? Hey, for my people that like my rap side, I'm gonna dedicate a whole album to y'all. Versus like what she did with Hot Pink. But cause Doja can go bar for bar, and she could probably get Megan to run for her money, like for real.
bar for bar with who?
Megan,
Who can go bar for bar with Megan?
Doja Cat,
Yeah, you're right.
and maybe even give go bar for bar with Nicki. The opportunity,
Yeah, you're right. No, she'll smoke
yeah,
Nicki.
she could. Yeah, if she really, I wouldn't say about smoking her.
No, she'll smoke her.
I wouldn't say.
I will say that
No,
shit.
I wouldn't say that.
Bro, her
I don't
verse
think.
on the Kill Bill remix, Nicki will never say no shit like that.
Look, I'll say this. I wouldn't say, in my opinion, that she would smoke Nicki when it come, but I would say that she could probably like stand toe to toe because
All I'm gonna say is I'm sorry for constantly interrupting. All I'm gonna say is that like, when it comes to Nicki, there are reasons why she is not on songs with certain artists. Okay, that way these discussions can constantly be had. She will never get on a rapping song with Doja Cat. She'll never get on a rapping song with Kendrick or even fucking Rhapsody because of shit like this. Because of discussions like this. Not this, but like discussions like her being good because she will I'm telling you, she will get smoked from people who actually be like in there rapping they ass off. Other
I,
women.
I mean it's been a long time since we say this, and then Shaq. I know we gotta wrap this up, but I will say this: it's been a long time since. And people give Nicki a hard time, and I understand why, because some of the music, some of the things that she said. Since Nicki Minaj, and this coming from somebody who's I'm a Nicki fan. It's been a minute since we had a solo top to bottom full rap. Like that Pink Friday too, she was singing on a lot of those songs. Like she
But
was
that's her thing. Like
what
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
but you got to but you're right. But I'm just saying is this. I'm talking about it's been a minute since people got like a top to bottom just full rap album.
when has she done that?
It's been a minute since she done that.
When has
It's
she
yes.
last done it? I don't think she's ever done that. Like
Look,
had a rap
on her
only
mix,
album.
on her mixtape, Itty Bitty Piggy, she was rapping. It's a lot of songs she was rapping on Itty Bitty Piggy. Um, I would have said Pink Print, but she had a lot of pop songs on that project. But Queen was more so she was not really like rapping as much because there was a lot of people singing on the hooks.
Mm-hmm.
She was rapping and singing. And see that's the thing. If she just gives somebody like if she did like what Doja did, right? Just give us a
Mm-hmm.
full album of us rapping. Cause Nicki, this might sound crazy. I feel like Nicki could drop a good project without features. If she just like lock in and
Oh
just
yeah.
rap.
Oh fuck it, bro. I would want that. I definitely would want
Like
that.
I don't think she's the type of artist that oh she really need features. Like all this like super commercial stuff, like she needs to have this female artist and this female artist on there. Like she really don't need that.
Bro,
Like
features be holding her the fuck back. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of the features that she be getting be holding her the fuck back. And it's
like
not even her
hmm
fault. It's like the fault of like what she's trying to create for the other artists to be comfortable. But and it like now that you said that, I think if she does make a fucking project she's uh where she is the fucking the only artist, I honestly think that she would be coming out with some bangers. Because now I think about it, her best songs are just her.
man, I'm telling you, that's why when I hear people say, no, Nicki and Meg need to collab, Nicki and Cardi need to collab. I'm not saying that it would not hurt to see collab again. It wouldn't hurt to see that. But what I'm saying is Nicki rapping wise, she don't need that. Like, of course, I know why she probably grabs those people. Like, okay, maybe like for hooks, she grabbed those pop stars for hooks or something like that. But if you just want to dedicate, like, do Hot Wayne do, just do a dedication and just drop. Like, just imagine Nicki had her own version of a dedication. She just did remixes on all the hit songs.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just don't want her to be doing these cover type songs because like she did with Super Freaky Girl. Like I'm just like she don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm
Be-
saying?
because people because let me tell you this and I'm going on a rant. It's because I just think that because a lot of these critics when it comes to Nicki they tell her that she needs to constantly try to get this number one and like yes if you do want a number one that bad like yeah you're gonna probably make these quirky songs right you know to try to appeal to a certain type of audience but when you just trying to like just make music like make raps dedicated to your fans, it's like who cares that she never had a Grammy or never had a number one. And I just think that those things that people say, she probably internalized those comments like, oh, this female rapper just did number one. This female rapper just did number one. But like just rap. Like go bar for bar. Just get in the studio, no features, and just rap. Like, but I just think that to try to make these number one hit songs, it's just not. She don't have to do that. But I understand when you're trying to, reach that number one spot. A lot of artists are gonna make whatever's gonna, because number one, I didn't like Super Freaky Girl, but
Me
guess what?
neither.
Song went number one, and
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Okay, so like her chasing the like I don't this is only me talking about like the artistic nature of it. Getting the number ones, she can she can do that shit till she fucking like till the wheels fall off. If it because it works, right? But what I will say is that like her getting the number ones or her she do be getting fucked over sometimes. So it's like the biggest example was with with her and Travis Scott, like how that shit worked. She got fucked over. She definitely deserved the number one in that instance. You know what I'm saying? But which I think that got to her to where like, oh no, I need to get me another. I'm gonna get me this number one no matter the fuck what. You know what I'm saying? And she did whatever she could to get it, and she got it. But now it's like if she wants to continue trying to get the number one, like you're saying, that will hurt her artist, her little, her artistry, in my opinion, because damn, now I really fucking want to fucking solo Nicki album. Thanks, bro. Damn.
That's that's much needed because I think that you know, man, people like rap Nicki more than pop Nicki. Like pop Nicki is for a certain audience. Like that's for that mainstream audience. But it's like when you can go bar for bar, like who cares? Like man, just give us a solo project. 14 songs. Just rap, talk your stuff, say whatever you gotta say. You gotta get off your chest. If like, just give us a solo song because these features that she be having, it don't match. Like I wasn't even feeling the J Cole feature. Like, and that's J
Yeah.
Cole. Like the J Cole feature on Pink Friday too. I wasn't even crazy about it. Like, you know, so yeah. Shaquille, I know you got to get your rest, bro.
Nah, all letting y'all talk. Shit, I'm still trying to
Hold
figure.
on, hold
I'm
on,
still trying to figure out if I want to go in tonight.
hold on, Shaq, because Quincy, oh sorry, Q put the a snippet of the Clips album
Uh huh.
that is coming out. Like he put that in the music discussion. Listen to it, and I guarantee don't read the stuff that was said afterwards. Just click the link, bro, and I guarantee you, you are going to laugh.
Oh,
And I
okay.
don't even know if you're going to finish it, bro.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you this question: were y'all going crazy over like the Future and Esco picture? Like, were y'all like, man, like, oh my gosh, like this is about to be like
I don't think
2015,
you know the type of person Trevin is, bro.
What you mean?
Trevin don't care about that shit, man.
I do. I'm
talking
the
about
one
the
that
Future and
posted the
Esco.
shit. I'm the one that posted the shit in the Discord.
Man, you
I can't. Okay, okay. I don't care as much as like y'all. However, I do think that him and Esco like linking up is a good sign, at the very least.
Because because I think well, I know for me, I'm kind of like worn out on the
Hmm?
Future and Metro. Like
Yeah.
I had enough of Future and Metro to probably last me the next 2-3 years because after getting 20 songs of the first album and then he dropped like 27 songs of the second
Yeah, that
album
nigga Metro was just
and
making beats out the
and,
fucking wazoo and just give it to the niggas, bro.
and the second album I don't even think I finished because I was trying to get into the second album. It was just a lot.
that shit was
Like,
just boring.
Yeah.
but yeah, and I think I don't know what it was, and it's so crazy. J Cole was on that song album, and I wasn't even crazy about the J Cole song. Like, and I know that was like the big thing at the time, but it's like, um, I think I'm kind of had enough of Future and Metro, maybe Future and Esco, but then again, I say, are we past that time? Like, should Future just do something different? Instead of
No.
trying to recreate these moments of
Hell no. Future is like like Future's getting plays. Like the thing is like we aren't factoring in like club mentality, like the club environment. Future and even motherfucking like what's his name? Oh my god, Ja Rule. Like even them niggas are dominating the clubs, bro, for some fucking reason. And even though Ja Rule's not making new music, Future is, and them songs, at least half of them, whenever he drops a project, are gonna be played in them clubs. In multiple different types of clubs. If you know what I'm
well,
saying.
I wouldn't know because I don't go to clubs, but but I will say this that those last three Future projects for me was cool, but it wasn't. My last favorite Future project was I Never Liked You, like hands down. Like the two Future and Metro projects were okay. The mixtape Pluto, that was probably my least favorite, and remember when that when that album came out, even Shaquille was like, "Bro, what happened?" Like,
Yeah.
because mixtape Pluto, I remember
That
when
shit was
it was.
crazy. Yeah.
I remember when it was announced, and Shaq was like, he was like, man, like when he titled it mixtape Pluto, we was all thinking like, okay, he about to go back into his mixtape bag. This about to be like 56 Nights.
Yeah, he
and
wasn't doing none of that shit.
and mixtape Pluto came out, and I just think it was some songs that he already had tucked. Like, I don't think it was like something he just newly worked on. Like, so I don't know. I just feel like on I Never Liked You, Future wasn't trying to do like this duo thing, and I feel like when Future does these duos, I don't think he realized like he don't have to do it. Like when he do the thing with Juice World and Uzi, Young Thug, and any other guys he try to pair with, like he don't have to try to team up with another person. But maybe him and Esco might make something work. I'd rather prefer him and Esco over him and Zaytoven, because him and Zaytoven they made history, but I feel like we way past that sound. Like,
Yeah.
No,
so,
no,
ah,
Zaytoven's still here to stay, bro. Hold on. Let's not do that now. Let's not do
man,
that
I
now.
feel like them. Man, look. That was a moment. Like, yes, those Zaytoven beats,
Hold
Future
on,
and
y'all.
Zaytoven.
I gotta make my exit because I got groceries at the door. But if y'all are done, if y'all are on if y'all are on when I get back, when I'm done, I'll get back on. Okay.
My ass would definitely be asleep. But
All right. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all. My bad.
We can end it right here if y'all want to.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I didn't expect this to go on for too long. But thank y'all for coming through. We'll definitely be on for next week for more topics and more stuff and more and more and more and yeah and more. All right.
Shout out to y'all in the chat.
Yes. Thank y'all for coming through and
Shout out to you, Mark.
All right.
thank you, Mark, for real. I love y'all support. Thank y'all for support, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Take it easy.
Peace.